Is that our future? Is that where we're slowly getting to? Like the brains just can keep. Those are rams, right? I thought they had horns.
Honestly, I'm not really sure.
Only recently have I been able to get that other hand up there, so that's a very serious thing, and it takes a long time. It really does.
Yeah, it does. And dedication to wanting to do that. The kind of music I did was heavy metal, but it wasn't that
Extreme.
Is that what you call it? Is that what you describe any music that starts to do that?
No.
Is extreme?
No,
because you can use that in deathcore too. So
dude,
I mean, what is extreme to you?
Kyle, it's funny that you asked this because I just thought about my own personal definition of the word extreme in the context of metal subgenres, in the last 48 hours.
Here we go. So it's fresh.
Yeah, and you pulled it straight out of me.
I did.
While it's fresh, and that's great. I like that a lot. So, in my opinion, extreme is anything that makes you go, "Oh, dang." Because you can listen to death metal.
Dang.
You can listen to some death metal and it can be flaccid, and you can blast and it can be flaccid, and you can be brutal, quote unquote, and it's flaccid. It's not hard. When a death metal is hard and ridiculous and like past the point of like, oh, that's just noise, like, oh, they're actually doing something that's like wild, that's what makes it extreme.
That's pretty much how I explain it too, but I usually use the term extreme when I'm trying to like explain to someone's mom what I do, because they don't listen to stuff like that, and when they start, because usually if they're being shown that they're
they think it's screamo.
Well, not necessarily
Screamo.
Like,
that
once the screaming
screamo
vocals
shit?
come in, they just clock out immediately.
Yeah.
And so usually like I have older coworkers. I'm one of the youngest in my factory. And they're like, so what kind of music do you play? It's like, and I'm just like, well, it's a bit extreme. You'll like the instrumental, like the instruments, because that's usually what they end up telling me they like anyway. But when the vocals come in, you're gonna most likely clock out because you're not gonna understand what's going on.
To me, the vocals just have to sound cool to me. The lyrics to me is an afterthought, because who the fuck has booklets anymore? And actual physical CDs.
Not to mention, I personally, even
to look up the lyrics, like right away. That's what I always used to do, was with the booklets. I'd listen to it and then I'd, look at the shit. But like the lyrics are last for me because I can't understand them most of the time. And some of yours I can, some of
I pick and choose when I enunciate. If I want you to understand me, you probably will.
Dave, with my own will, I can understand his, but he's got more of what people say like fry.
Yes,
vocals,
that's correct.
So that's different. Again, there's all different classifications, but it just has to sound good to me with the music, and then in
context.
Yeah,
because the sounds that metal or extreme vocalists make, with no context, they are stupid, fucking obnoxious monster noises. Mm-hmm. That's all that they are. With no context, what are you doing, dude? Right. Why you sound like that? Like, are you gonna play a demon on an animated cartoon or something? Like what is your actual intention here? No context, it's nothing.
I can only name
stupid sound
vocalists that have actually done that too, and that's Ollie from Archspire. Ollie from Archspire did the I think he was on the Doom Eternal soundtrack as like a background vocalist.
Mm-hmm.
I know Travis Ryan from Callous Decapitation did zombie noises in what's that one game from PS4? Days Gone, I think.
Oh yeah.
And then our friend Michael Alvarez, he's doing Dead by Daylight now. So that's so they have the right to say that, to do whatever the hell.
Extreme death metal vocalists are kind of like voice actors. We trick our voices and we trick our vocal cords, which normally sound like this, like totally normal speaking voices, into making sound effects, pretty much.
Right. Yeah. However you craft that in your mouth, your tongue, and everything,
everything plays a role.
Give me an example. What does it look like inside your mouth? Like, what are you doing with your tongue to make like a deep growl? Like, what are you doing?
I open my mouth because a wider like a wider hole for the sound to travel out of will make the sound wider. So drop the jaw, and I'll maybe like pull my lips back, but just like real open. Or well, that's when I want you to understand
me.
me.
Like really open.
Yeah, but I can do it also with my mouth closed, but keep my keep my lips closed and tight, like a butthole for butthole guttural or whatever the fuck, you know.
Butthole.
Yeah, it's close. Real small, but still like a low melodic note, and keep like my throat and my like mouth internally like as open as I can. So
yeah.
Oh, I want you to understand me. I'll kind of go like this, and then I don't want you to understand me that much. Just a little bit. Same thing. You drop the jaw, you create more space for the note to exist.
But then you still got to get the sound, though. That's like, you know.
Right. That's a different part of it. You asked about the lip placement.
Right.
So.
Right. I mean, but after that, no, that you still have to, like, you can master, like, how to do it.
Oh,
but then you
yeah,
still
yeah.
have to be able to produce that fucking growl.
And also
Yeah, it's a
making
bunch
the
of different
endurance.
things. It's a bunch of different things that I didn't know about until relatively recently. Like I did vocals for a long time, just trying to like figure it out. And only quarantine was a huge shifting point for me. Although I was starting to acquire knowledge, like late, real knowledge, like late 2019. But yeah, there's so much to it and so much to learn.
I'd have to say that I seen you guys. We played Michigan Metal Fest the same year you did. We played right before you did at Michigan Metal Fest, and used Green Leaves. You weren't in Fleshbore at that time.
I was not. I don't think I was. No.
So I'd seen you guys play. Of course, I was taking down all my shit. I was just basically listening. And then when you put out that single, what is it? With
Cynicism?
Cynicism? Yeah, okay. I was like, holy fuck. Like I thought that was way better. Like your vocals in that song than what I had heard for the other band, but that's because the other band's also different, little, you know, style.
That's
So
very
it's
true.
Calls for different vocals. But I was like, man, that was like really put you guys on the map for me, was that song right there.
Yeah, that was
like,
a huge.
holy fuck.
That was a huge
We
progression.
should play a sample of it. Can we?
I don't mind.
I don't know. Can we? I'm here for it,
John,
look
it up.
John, could you pull that up for me, please?
It also would be safe to say that you also probably started trying to learn some new noises for the specific purpose of joining Fleshbore.
Yeah,
Right.
every project that I'm involved in kind of like expands my reach into different like areas. So yeah, I expanded even more after joining Fleshbore. Trying to like, you know, find new things, because it's like, you know, I was here for the Green Leaves, and then Lucidium was formed, and I kind of expanded a little bit, and then you know, Fleshbore, like shit, I'm in 3 bands, like I got to bring something a little bit different to the table for each of them.
Well, not just to mention as well, like, because I remember you told me the once before, like, because like a lot of people back then recognized you for your low vocals, because you usually did. Because from all the times I remember watching you guys, like early on, you were primarily doing low vocals.
Yeah, I did not learn how to do highs until pretty late in my
Click
vocal
on that
career.
song.
And then we,
Is it the first one or the second one?
it's both the same.
Okay, that's what I figured. But yeah. Wait a minute. Why you got 2 Fleshbore topics? That's weird.
It's because we're a bigger deal than Slipknot.
Gotta go back for the snare hits.
Yeah, I was like, where's the snare hits? Oh.
Pivotal.
Turn it up a little bit, John. Yeah.
This is the remix.
What the fuck happened?
You have no idea how hard I breathe during this little instrumental bridge. I breathe so hard here. Oh.
All right, pause it, John. I don't know if I want you to, but it's very like when I listen to like some of those parts and stuff, I think like if you made Lamb of God like extreme metal, like you took them and like morphed some of their shit and just made them extreme.
And that's really,
I'll accept that because
really
I
fair.
love Lamb of God.
Yeah, but you made them extreme metal. Like as you're saying, extreme. Like they're what are they branded as? Like
I'd
what's
say
their-
groove.
is
I'd say
it
groove metal.
Groove metal.
Groover metalcore is what.
See, when I called my last band groove metal, I was like, is that even a thing? But like,
It is if you believe it's a thing.
right. That's what I started
That's
saying.
really-
I'm like,
that's the-
well,
that's the
I
fucking facts right
think
there.
That's So
You can make anything. Like there was no genre before somebody said that they were a genre.
right,
So if groove metal is not a real thing and you want it to be,
then it can be a real. I guess it is. But I think it's like actually like American heavy metal. I think is what it says. Yeah.
I think it was like
I've heard that as well.
Wikipedia.
I think
I've
that's-
heard that.
yeah,
That's like
American-
that's like their branding.
yeah, American heavy metal, but it's groove. Metal.
It's groove, yeah.
like Pantera.
It's
I'd
great.
say
I think it's
Pantera's
great.
That's
groove
what
metal.
that was who pretty much like coined it, like them and I think another band from like NOLA, like New Orleans,
Mhm.
with Exorder. Like they say that Pantera ripped off Exorder, like Exorder sound, and that's how groove metal became a thing.
Well,
But,
Pantera, before they actually started doing their really metal stuff, I mean, was hair bandish.
Yeah, they were trying to be like Van Halen. And,
Yeah, dude.
had the fucking get up and
crazy.
everything.
Yeah. Could you imagine getting on stage like and all that get up,
No,
the leather?
no, because I can't
The
imagine
hair.
getting on stage anything less than exactly
up.
as comfortable as I can be.
Oiled up jumpsuits,
Make
Boots,
boots.
the boots, I think might be the worst part of it.
Yes. You wouldn't
That
need
that
no
affects your
boots.
mobility.
Did you wear boots in Houston like you said you were going to?
Dude, these are different type of boots that we're talking
Oh,
about.
we're talking. So
I do
those
not
are
wear
cowboy
platform,
boots?
no,
Lord.
like kind of like military issue, like Marine Corps boots,
Okay.
but they're not platforms, so they're not hard to walk in. They're perfectly easy to walk in.
Yeah, these people are wearing like fucking
yeah, that's
platform ass shoes.
that's an issue for mobility for me.
Yeah.
For me,
I mean, but some of those dudes, they fucking kill it.
yeah, absolutely.
Fucking kill it.
If
Like
I had
the-
someone to do like the makeup for me, because I like the Flesh God and Apocalypse makeup, because like it's like the slight like black metal kind of get up, but it's not like full on like white paint and black like eyes. I think it's just like black eyes and a little powder. Like I would rock that shit on stage if I had someone like helping me do that every day, because that's a fucking process.
Yeah, if we
Yeah.
got it like that, and we got someone on the road who will come around 30 minutes before our set and paint us up, that's a whole different thing. Like I don't have the prep time myself. I'm sorry, I gotta warm
we
up.
would do it before load in, so we would just come in get it up before the load in. And
Coming from the vocalist, the band. I don't have no prep time, guys. I gotta warm up.
see, I
That's real. That's
I
real.
asked
You should be the one going around doing everybody's makeup.
I ask him every now and then what he's gonna do when, like, if the time comes where we just somehow get a fucking tour bus and a guy that just
Right.
drives for a living, because he's the one that usually drives the van.
Oh yeah,
And,
you like to drive?
Yeah, it's
Like to be
easier.
the one driving?
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
yeah. I mean that's part of it.
I'll drive
I
the whole fucking son of a bitch. I don't
a,
care. I just
a
wanna
part
be
of it
driving.
also though is that driving is easier for me than anyone else in my band. Like it's simply easier. Like I'm better at doing the long distances.
Yeah.
Like I've used to do solo drives that were 12, 13, 15 hours and routinely, and that's just to go home on a weekend. Like I'd come back on like a Thursday night. Sometimes I'll drive from North Carolina to Indiana by myself, 13, 14 hours, and then Sunday night I'm driving back so I can be back in North Carolina like Monday morning. So like that was my standard, and so we got into playing shows and touring and stuff. And if it's a 5-hour drive in the middle of the day, like unless I got some work to do on my laptop or something, I'm probably just gonna do the whole thing just because it's easier
Yeah.
on everybody.
Plus, not to mention like insurance, because it's one thing if I'd imagine it's one thing if anything happened while you were driving, but if one of us were driving and something
Totally
happened,
different.
Yes.
Totally different story.
Yeah. You're the insured driver. Is that
if we were out on the road more often, I think it would make more sense to do like because I'm imagining you do full coverage on it, but like
he's like, no.
I don't know. I'm used to paying full coverage on insurance.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
what
well-
are you getting at? Adding like a secondary or tertiary driver?
Yeah, because you can.
Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that's totally a real possibility in the future.
Yeah.
But at this time, like,
we don't go on the road enough.
yeah, we don't. Yeah,
Right.
so that is definitely a factor.
For me, I was just like, no, I prefer driving.
Because I love driving too.
I
Like,
fucking
don't get me
hate
wrong.
riding in a fucking vehicle for just sitting there. Like,
You know, I rode here, and it was kind of a different experience for me.
oh, you did? You rode?
Yeah, I rode, and McGinley drove because
I like
we
driving my car.
we took his vehicle up here.
Hmm.
Very
So
interesting
were you, like-
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was kind of living my best life, to be honest with you.
Were you?
Yeah, because when
I
I
would have been fucking itching to get behind the wheel the whole time. Like, fuck, let me drive.
yeah, but at the same time, I just got back from a tour, and
Full driving.
from the day I got back, I had 22 days until I'm leaving for the next one because the Greenleaf is touring March 1st. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I've got plenty of driving done this month, and I will have plenty of driving to do next month. So to ride for this like 3 hours, like it was pretty nice.
Yeah.
It's pretty nice, a little break, you know. I try to take advantage of little change ups like that. You know, I'm a very routine person. I like when things are exactly the same. If they're the way that I like them, things can be the same for years and years on end, and you know, you won't hear nothing out of me. So when a unique experience comes up that's out of the routine, lean into it.
Lean into it.
Lean into it. Yeah, take advantage of it. It was a very good 3 hours. Huh?
Lean with it, rock with it.
Lean
Rock
with it, ride with it.
Don't throw your hip out.
Yeah, it was a cool time. I took McGinley's phone and we listened to like the better part of like half of the new 6 Feet Under album.
Just cringed your way through it.
Yeah, pretty much. Honestly, like it makes me laugh. It is quite entertaining to me, especially when he does the E's.
Like I've never been into the band, but to me, it's just like he's got to just be trolling.
There was a couple
gotta
songs.
be.
You can't troll on a label that big.
There's
Then why do they like just accept that?
they're looking at it as like he's just like, I'm the ex vocalist for Cannibal Corpse, so you're getting exposure, or I'm paying your salary pretty much. Like, I don't know. Lord Marco defends him all the time on social media.
How
I'm
much is
just like,
Cannibal Corpse worth?
John, could you pull that up for us, please?
Yeah. How much is Cannibal Corpse worth?
Worth what? Like their guarantee per
Like, just
night or
wor-
net?
just
Never
net
seen
worth.
This thing, though.
No.
Oh my god, this is the guy. I mean,
I think the better question is, what is Metal Blade Records?
Net worth.
Wait a minute. I'm sorry. I might be completely tripping right now.
Are you sure?
Someone's sanity check. Hey, John, could you please confirm for me what record label Cannibal Corpse is signed to? Because I think I might be wrong. What?
I'm pretty sure it's Metal Blade.
Oh, okay. I might be right.
They were like one of the first, if I remember correctly. Or I could be wrong on that too. But
This is so fun. I'm kind of basking in this moment of having a friend who's like ready to Google something for me. John, I really appreciate you out there.
I watched a couple
Just
episodes.
type
Do we
in-
have your voice in
Type
here? Can
in
you talk with
record
us?
label
Yeah.
after. Label. There we go.
Talk with us, John.
Metal
Yeah,
Blade.
there we go.
Metal Blade. Cool.
No,
Thank you so
what
much.
were we looking at before that? What?
Net
6 feet
worth.
under?
No, go, Cannibal Corpse net worth. I just
Cannibal
want to see
Corpse
what
worth.
Oh, okay.
Just want to see what they're.
Oh, there's more. There's other people that have Googled it anyway.
Yo,
5 million.
5 mil, no
That's
kidding.
that's the singer himself.
Oh,
Oh,
That's the singer himself.
That's just. Oh shoot.
why aren't they saying what they're fucking? Keep going down.
There might be some article that says how much like they get paid every night, but I.
So
can't-
he's just worth 5 million. I bet you that's more in the band. Keep going down. Net worth 2020. There you go. Come on.
Total clickbait.
Okay. It's 55 million.
Oh my. That's so cool. That's so
now
cool.
I'll go to 6 Feet Under.
Dang. I don't even think that we have to. I think just bringing it up and like we know what the results that we're gonna find. So
6 feet umber.
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 Dang.
Stand 6 feet under. It's a 2003 Porsche.
The thing is, he
Boxster
used to
S.
not sound
50
bad
sold
though.
me the
So like,
car.
what's the
You know, I
issue?
scared her on the test drive, you know. There's no hidden dealings or haggling.
When other dealers say no, I always find a way to go.
Park Auto Mall is definitely straight up. Park Auto Mall! Come get your car!
What the fuck?
I can't believe this. I cannot believe this.
No.
No, I can't.
I think I saw that before I left to head here. Or
That's crazy.
No shit.
Chris.
He says he's
Barnes
worth
and-
19 million.
That's cap. That's absolute.
Chris
That's
Barnes.
absolute
Imagine
cap, bro. There's no way that Chris Barnes is worth more than Corpse Grinder.
He's worth 19 mil. Huh?
I imagine it comes from the Legacy albums, because like when you think of Cannibal Corpse, you think of like Hammered Smash Face, and that's like I think it's like everyone's intro Cannibal Corpse song for the most part.
Yeah, it is. Because it's like, you know, one of the first that pop up, too.
Interesting. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you're not going to keep scrolling through with some band you don't really know. You're just going to start clicking on the ones that either got the most views or that pop up first.
Yep.
Well, damn. 19 mil. 5 mil. So, why is the Corpse Grinder like the most, one of the most looked up to?
Because he's
Vocals.
proven to be a reasonable person who makes good decisions while he's on stage and while he's off stage.
Simple as that.
I think so.
It's not as much the vocals.
Oh no, it's equally the vocals. Of course, he's like a fucking legend.
He's
That's
But-
more what I was thinking.
unique with it.
But there's
Like,
plenty of people who are legendary who don't get looked up to as much as him.
Right.
So sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No, I think you kind of just like added on to the point there. I don't know. It's just like
Is it because of the band itself and how he's like he liked the music so much he just, well, it's like AC/DC, you know, like that guy is not the fucking best vocalist in the world.
he's like their
Bon
third or
Scott
fourth
or whoever
vocalist
the
too.
fuck, huh?
He's like their third or fourth vocalist.
Yeah,
too.
who are the fuck are they on? You know, or like, but like everybody loves it. You know,
Because
That's
usually,
so funny.
Because usually, like I think when I was talking to my dad about like the '80s like rock and metal situations, like whenever a band like that would change singers, it would just mean like the end of that band's career, whether it
almost,
would be.
yeah.
But then like AC/DC, they came back from Bon Scott's death with Brian Johnson, and it shot them through the roof. And I don't know if Cannibal Corpse was more or less the same way. Like I think that. Because I think they were like, oh damn.
Oh, that's interesting comparison. Yeah, with the
Because people were probably wondering what, like back then, what Corpse Grinder was going to sound like, especially being somebody that doesn't sound like Chris Barnes on a normal. Like if you're comparing Chris Barnes in his prime versus like Corpse Grinder in his prime, or in general.
who wins.
Corpse Grinder.
I personally prefer his style
I
better.
prefer Corpse Grinder.
I
better.
think so.
Okay.
That's just me.
Yeah, and it's not even the way that he sounds. It's partial. It's mostly the way that he sounds. Of course, I'm just saying there's like an element there that is how he's proven to be consistent.
Have you seen him live?
Yeah, once.
He's like really good. Not only is he really good live, but he also has the interaction live too. And I feel like having that interaction as a frontman also still like makes like half your show, because if you have a boring frontman on stage, people aren't going to be as into you as if the fucking guy is doing fucking wind turbine windmills and saying he's going to fight you in the pit if you aren't fucking. I don't think he's gone that far.
Right, he's
that
real.
far.
No, he has threatened people who have done fucked up things, and that is literally what I was talking about before, where he's proved that he is a good dude, like on stage. Because I've seen no shortage of videos of him, you know, making an executive decision, like with your power and influence on the room while you have a mic in your hand.
Right.
It's incredibly high. It's incredibly high. So I've seen him use his power and influence as a frontman during his set, and use that position like very, very well and in a very well thought out and responsible and respectable way.
You've done that yourself too, especially in Hamtramck. You kind of helped that situation in Hamtramck when those two gentlemen ended up. Wasn't there was like some altercations?
Two gentlemen.
So, where
I'm used to being customer service.
where were?
You're double set.
Oh, right. Oh, okay, at Barter.
Yes.
At Barter. Okay.
I feel bad for not remembering, but
Oh no, it's okay. It is Hamtramck. When I think of there, I usually think of Sanctuary though, so I had to think for a moment.
I just remember the venue got moved.
What venue was it?
It's unfortunately not a venue anymore. It went out of it wasn't in business after like a month or two after we played there, unfortunately. And that we played there in like August.
End of
End of August. Yeah, I don't remember that specific thing. Like that, I've told some stupid people that are getting into a fight during our set to knock it the fuck off, and that's not why we're here. And you're affecting other people's ability to have fun, so get the fuck over yourselves and kiss or something.
Yeah.
Like I've said that a bunch of times. That's like that's not even an event. That's not even an event. Like if people are doing something stupid like fighting or like harming people, like you got to knock that the fuck off.
When we the event page for Texas Mammoth Fest specifically says do not throw trash cans or you're gonna get thrown out. So I'm
what a specific.
Shit.
That's probably the reason
very
why
specific.
That's probably the reason why people weren't like going as hard as like Laredo or Corpus Christi because like I'd imagine if they started like shoving each other, then people were gonna start getting thrown out.
When's this podcast gonna come out?
Thursday.
Oh, so okay, cool.
Word.
So, I don't think that's the reason that Houston did not throw down. I think it's because Houston did not bring their A game that night. And if they want to actually show me something, you have that opportunity on March 5th when the Greenleaves is going to be playing at the same place that Fleshbore played just earlier this month.
Great venue,
at this
too.
event. So I don't think that they didn't throw down because there was some silly like don't throw a trash can rule. I don't think that's it. I think that Houston is capable of so much more, and I want to see it. I want to see it next month.
See it. The trash cans.
Probably no trash cans, but like please like throw down as hard as you can within the confines of the rules of the venue. I like to tell people to
no moshing.
Ugh. Dude, that just puts me in a bad mood. You saying that just puts me in a bad mood.
No
like,
moshing.
I'm envisioning a sign that says no
yeah,
moshing,
dude.
And I'm about to play a show.
Like you can't encourage people to mosh.
The Emerson used to have that. The Emerson used to
it's
have
falling
that.
off me head there.
Emerson used to have no moshing.
Yeah, because I think someone got like really hurt like with the old management, so they had to have signs up that said no moshing. But people still moshed. Like I don't think like there was a lot.
Maybe it's a legal thing where it deflects responsibility or liability. Like, oh, we had a sign that said no moshing.
Yeah. So we're not liable for the events that transpired. Fuck you. You broke your own leg. Not my fault. Why are you moshing? There's a sign. It's kind of like how I have to leave like a wet floor sign out when I'm mopping a floor or something.
Yeah.
Just to cover your ass. Bro, it told you it was slippery. The sign fucking clearly said it's slippery.
I'm very sorry that you broke your back, but look.
Like Walmart and shit, you gotta be on that. Grocery stores or anywhere it's public. People walk, you gotta fucking have that sign out. So just sue your ass right there. Oh, my back. Then you're fucked. There's no sign. Don't have it on cameras. People do it all the time, man. I wonder how many false fucking claims there are. If there is a way to get that statistic, you can't because they're not.
I've seen
proven.
things where like people fake like smaller injuries that they extrude them out to be worse than what they are just to get like
fucking pain pills and shit.
Not even like pain pills, but
insurance payouts.
Like like insurance payouts, or even just like 10 grand from the other person's pocket.
Yeah.
And it's just like
how long do you gotta wait for that? Too like, what if the fucker don't pay? for a while. They're just like, no, I'm not paying. Like,
I don't know. Never
you
been
don't-
in a situation like that. Don't have much experience with it.
Neither have
me
I.
either. It's like, do they like,
John, you got anything for us?
like, if you win the case, like, how long? Like, do you have to wait for them to actually pay you, or do you get paid and then they owe somebody else now? You know what I mean? Like, judge declares that you win. The verdict,
Maybe
goes to
the-
the plaintiff.
Maybe the
you win.
insurance would pay them, and then the person would have to pay the insurance
That's
if
probably
they have
okay.
insurance.
You think
If,
so?
if it's them suing the insurance, that's probably the case. Because I think that's where they're going to go, knowing it's either going to be insurance or the person themselves, because they know that one way or another they're going to get the money.
Somebody listening to this is like, you fucking dumbasses. No.
They're preying on our downfall.
Sorry, we're not good with the legal system.
Next week, I accidentally get hit by a car.
Accidentally. Oh. Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely wouldn't want to be involved in one. I'm definitely not going to go plan on slipping on no floor to get a lawsuit.
Flipping at a rest stop.
A rest stop?
We stopped at a rest stop on the way here.
Oh,
just
did
to,
you?
like,
Just use the restroom so that we wouldn't be shaking your hand and being like,
Like,
"Hello,
don't-
hey, dude, great to meet you. You got a toilet for me, bro?
Got a fucking toilet.
You got a toilet for me, bro?"
bro, I'll give
Great.
you 20 for a gram of
Great, we're
toilet.
Got a fucking toilet.
Yeah. So we
Street
we
toilet.
stopped halfway to use like a gas station restroom, and then we stopped like 20 minutes out and pull into this rest stop, and the whole exit is like the car lane and the truck lane just ice.
Oh,
Just totally ice, just very bad, like
fucking hell,
very
man.
dangerous,
Salt.
like rest stops. Like, dude, that's where little kids walk around. More, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Mhm.
all these little kids that are in these cars and these vehicles on the highway, like at a rest stop, like that's where that's happening. So it's like a very, very bad thing. So we go in and it's like everything's iced over. We go in and it's like the nicest truck stop restroom I've ever seen in my life. There's motion sensor faucets, motion sensor.
Yeah.
You don't even gotta do the soap. Really nice toilets. They got Valentine's Day decorations everywhere,
They
dude.
had
I'm not
Valentine's
kidding. It was
Day
ridiculous.
decorations.
Like, where does that funding come from? And why is there not like an ounce of you? Just please, do you have a crumb of funding for some fucking salt to de-ice your fucking rest stop? Michigan, I love you. You've always shown me love. I enjoy being here. That was one of the worst experiences that I've had in Michigan. Like a super icy rest stop, and it doesn't make any sense. It's like the nicest rest stop that I've ever seen.
This is like my
very
third time in
confusing.
Michigan.
I'm very confused about it.
This is your third time in Michigan ever?
Yep.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh.
Like, we've only ever Fleshbore's only ever played one show in Michigan, and I came up here one other time just to fuck around before the COVID restrictions kicked in.
John, turn mic 6 down just a little bit.
Who's Mike and who's Michael?
Mike and Mike.
Mike and Ike. Mike and Tom.
Insurance.
Mike and Mike show. Hey.
And in another universe, we teamed up as as insurance brokers.
Insurance
Mike and Mike.
Mike and or what if it was Mike and Michael? Right? Because then we're like our own people completely.
Oh. So where did Fleshbore play? Here.
Barter.
Yeah,
it was that venue that I was saying is not a venue no more, and it's
Oh,
it's
okay.
kind of up the street
Oh, yeah,
from
okay.
Sanctuary. It's
So
kind
that
of-
wasn't a Greenleaf show. That was a Fleshbore show.
Yeah,
You were
that's
there.
correct.
Okay, right.
That's correct.
So that was in Hamtramck. Hamtramck.
Hamtramck. Yeah, right up the street, pretty much from Sanctuary.
So
pretty
when did
close.
Fleshbore start?
Like late 2016, early 2017. I quit another band that I was in since high school that was called Into the Divine, and
What?
Into the Divine.
Into the Divine. Okay.
We never played up in Michigan, unfortunately.
Okay.
But I like immediately started writing, like I had already had songs like ready for that band that I was gonna, and I just started taking them over into Fleshbore before, and Fleshbore doesn't really have like there's no reason for the name or anything. Like we wrote down like a bunch of shit that we thought we liked, and then we looked at everything and I was just like, this is it. There's no naming a band or naming a song is like the hardest thing, like for me at least, because
Yeah.
you're trying to name your band and like everything you're thinking of is just like, oh shit, this sounds stupid.
Right.
Or like when you think of something fucking cool and you look up just to make sure no one else has a name, there's like 10 bands already named that. And you're just
Right.
like, ah, shit.
I mean, you led into this so perfectly. I'm sorry I don't have a good list, but we're going to do the top 5 alternate band names that you could have chosen for Fleshbore. You ready?
I'm definitely ready
You sure?
because I have 0 contribution. I'm not a founding member. I wasn't even there. So, McGinley, you got this.
Okay. Alright. Let's see. Oh, I don't have my phone ever here. Okay. Fleshbore is the name, right? So you could have gone with Fleshgore. Fleshgore?
I think that one's taken.
Is it taken? John? Look it up.
I totally misunderstood the concept of what we're doing.
These are the top. What do I got here? I only have 4. So top 4
Oh
alternate
yeah,
band names.
I kind of see
Yeah.
what you got going on now.
Yeah.
I'm saying like I misunderstood the originally. Like I was totally
Oh,
like
Fleshgore, Bandcamp. There we go.
Ukraine.
Wow.
Wow.
Extreme music.
You know what, John?
Extreme.
You know,
It's
John,
an
go to their
extreme name.
Bandcamp. Go to their Bandcamp. That's, you know,
Actually bought
What's
a few
Pete?
things from Extreme. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Honestly, I think I
let's see.
listened
Hear
to
some of
this
their music.
before.
Have you?
I think so.
Let's play just a little bit of their
Oh, man,
music.
We got lots of stuff. What do we got?
Holy shit. Which one
Hmm.
should we pick?
Okay, one of those arts on the top right kind of piqued my eye. Oh yeah, let's hit Domain of Death.
That one, or I think it's Denial of the Scriptures is what I have on mine.
Oh.
But this is also good.
Yeah, let's do Denial of the Scriptures.
Now the script.
2016.
Okay.
That was a good time for
And
music.
now what song?
Um,
Or does they only have the one there?
Oh no, I think it's an album. We got to go down. I think.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, they'll let us play whatever.
Hmm.
What do we got?
Stop the Possessor. 3 minutes, short and sweet,
Okay, there
and
we
it,
go.
it sounds like a hard song title.
Stop.
Numinosa.
exactly. They sound sick.
stops it right away.
They sound sick.
Hold on, it's desktop audio. Right.
Where's,
Numinosum. That one's 2 minutes and 39 seconds. That makes me think that it's almost like an
Like an
interlude.
interlude?
An interlude, yeah.
What one? Oh.
I remember when we did 3.
Oh, not an interlude.
All right, pause it. Holy shit, that was loud. So what
Damn.
do we think of Fleshgore?
That's pretty sick,
They would sound pretty good.
and I hope that their country doesn't get invaded.
Yes.
That's sick. I want to listen to the rest of that song, to be honest.
Oh, they don't get invaded. All right, just for
I'm
shits and
serious,
giggles,
though.
we're gonna look up every one of these names now, just to see if they're an actual band name. Another dumb one, Fleshwar. Just
Like
war,
WAR?
or just yeah, like WAR, just like a flesh war,
Mm.
or
It would be WORE.
flesh war,
Like we're wearing a flesh suit.
flesh.
Like we skinned somebody.
So
I think the technical meaning of Fleshbore, from what I've seen, is like
flesh war.
like digging in the flesh. Because it's like a move on like Warhammer.
Flesh War is a metalcore duo
Digging?
from Calgary, Alberta.
Yes.
I don't think it's so much of like digging. I think of it because when I think of boring, I think of like a drill almost.
What?
Something like
Veggie
that.
Tales cover? Click on it. It's right below there. It says Flesh War Music there. Okay, yeah. Veggie Tales cover.
They started off based off a joke.
You know,
Oh,
they were
God.
once
All
bigger
right,
than
let's play a
Disney.
little bit. This is VeggieTales cover by Fleshbore.
It's 6 minutes long.
Oh, we're only gonna play a little bit. Fuck.
We got a show for you.
Production-wise, it sounds good.
Bro, we got to show Grant this immediately.
My phone's in the other room. But to be fair, I mean, we went on tour with Burial in the Sky, and they did an Adventure Time cover, and that was honestly sick. I thought it was good.
I like covers. I like covers, and I like not taking things too seriously.
I like having fun. No
That
fun
was
in the
crazy.
game.
I can't believe that.
That was crazy.
All right, Flush Whore.
Yeah, that tracks.
Flush Whore. Yeah. Oh, you're gonna do separately? I just did it all the same. Flesh World.
Whore flesh.
Whore Flesh.
Mangled whore flesh. So here's
Flesh
back
Whore's
to the
music
whole
profile.
back to the whole extreme thing. Whore flesh, death metal. Mangled whore flesh, extreme death metal. Mangled whore flesh.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
There you go. Mangled Whore Flesh. Oh. Okay. What about Whore Flesh? Just go to Whore Flesh. Come on.
I would honestly rather
Fist
listen to
minus-
some mangled whore flesh.
Okay, Mangled Whore Flesh. Spiritofmetal.com. Grind Death.
Oh, I remember Spirit of Metal. That's I think one of them torrent
They get-
websites.
I don't even know if they're gonna have the
No, I think that it's more
Mangled
towards
Whore
like a
Flesh.
database
Just look
where
it up
you
on
find
YouTube.
information on bands and stuff.
I think that's also one of them. I used to
Can you download stuff off there?
not on Metal Archives.
No, what we're talking about, Spirit of Metal.
I want to say yes, but it's been so long since I've been on the
Okay,
website.
gotcha. Well, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. I understand
Mangled.
why
I
you
used to have an account on there, like, because I was like, I want to learn more about metal.
Mangled Whore Flesh. I want to learn more about metal.
It just
It's
shifted
a little
from
Spirit
Comic
Metal
Sans
about
to
Homer.
another.
Is it a one-man grind? Ooh.
I love the guitar.
Vocals and all instruments. She Died Like the Whore She Was is an album from 2006.
The JPEG is missing.
Click it. You can't click on them.
What?
What the fuck?
The
23 songs?
23?
45
Oh my
minutes,
God.
like, they're all,
Fecal
like-
Pudding is number 14.
I'm sorry, I got to see the entire track list before I can make a decision.
Uterus Punch number 11.
Choked on a ham sandwich?
seen that.
Sluts.
Sluts. Number 12. We're going to keep it simple here.
Dump
Sluts.
job.
Testicle Stomp.
Dump job.
Dumb job. Oh my God.
Okay, so my votes are. I'm sorry, John. Could you go back up towards the top? My votes are either choked on a ham sandwich or sluts.
Uterus punch. Yeah.
I think sluts is 2 minutes and 16 seconds. I think that on that one,
Yeah, well-
he's really going to take his time to.
Fecal Pudding's only a minute 37.
If
I mean,
it's a death grind band, I would almost imagine that half the song is a B horror like sample.
yeah.
Yeah, I think that with
Burials or Belial. What is that?
Belials. I think that's a
Belials?
demon or a
Basket.
fucking devil or something.
Is the longest song. 3 minutes and 6 seconds. That's pretty long for a grind core song.
That probably
right?
feels like an eternity on this album compared to the rest of the
Probably.
songs.
Yeah. Because they're all so short. Did you hear about that fucking some band was going to start releasing like 20-second songs on Spotify or something to try to beat the algorithm?
No, I didn't hear
Because
about
you get
that.
paid per stream.
I remember I remember something similar happening where like someone just released Dead Space or like Dead Air, and it was like varying increments of like 10 to like 45 seconds of just dead air.
Just nothing.
Yeah. And the guy was like the guy was making like thousands of dollars off of it. But the only reason why he got caught was because it eventually became so popular. It was coming up on people's like playlists, like randomized playlists, and they're just like, why is this dead air on my up on my Spotify?
It's weird.
That's very interesting. I wonder who was listening to that made it so popular.
Because they listen to it and they're like, dude, check this out. What the fuck? You know, what do you think it is? And then so they're like listening really close. They're like, I think I heard something in there. Listen to that back real quick. So he's just getting paid for all these fucking streams. People trying to like figure out what's in the dead air.
Plus, like, apparently it's also a thing for people to just like let their Spotify loop overnight and just
try to get the more plays and shit.
Yeah.
See, yeah, like it doesn't work like that for like podcasts. Like for podcasts, like the stats are so specific. Like you have to either download or like play. It has to be over a minute. It can't be from the same IP address. So if you play it more than once or something, or somebody else at your same IP address downloads it, like it counts as just one. Like there's no way to like hack the system like that for plays. There's no way.
I guess it keeps things more true.
It does, for sure. No, it's great. Because then you know for sure you have actual numbers. You know, but
yeah, because a lot of those streaming numbers are fake.
Yeah, you'd see like one song is like, even if it's like 20,000, and then the rest are like maybe you got 1,000, and then you'll see some that are just all below. They even register.
I think what some marketing like strategies are is that they get like the paid for listens and it just like it bumps it like gets enough to where
that's kind of
starts
what I guess I'm
bumping
saying. Yeah, because you get one song that gets boosted like that, but it can also like lead you on to be like, is that like just the one song, like, and then people kind of trail off of your album after that? Because if you hear like a good
that's
song,
a real thing.
If you hear like a good song from a band or something on an album, like, are you going to look at the rest of the songs right away or no?
Some people do, some people don't. And
what about you guys?
I think it depends on how good the song is and how I perceive the artist and a lot of different factors.
I at the very least add it to my library so that way I can like listen to it later.
Right.
That's also very true. Yeah, if we add it to our libraries, then it'll eventually come up on shuffle, and then the name's put in front of us again, and then at that time we can consider taking a deeper look into them. But sometimes I just don't. There are artists that I've listened to. I discovered one song and I'm like, ooh, that's some heat. And then I just either don't check out the rest of their stuff, or I just don't. It doesn't tickle my fancy.
Well, Apple Music also has a section where like it shows you. I don't know. I can't remember if Spotify does it anymore or not. I pay for both. Well, because like
the fuck,
it's
dang.
Because I want to see like I want to see like what like a listener would see on Spotify. Because like I think there's some numbers that you can't see unless you actually pay for Spotify. I can't.
What do you mean,
bro? We gotta have a conversation after this podcast.
Yeah, about like for
there's an artist app that
I have the artist app.
Okay, then well,
you don't need to pay
we
for
probably
Spotify.
Yeah, we don't really need to talk about it like on the podcast right now, but like yeah, I think that we need to discuss whether that makes any sense.
Sounds like somebody's getting bitch slapped.
No. We don't
talk about this.
We don't bitch slap
later.
each other around here. We have real grown up conversations with each other.
We're gonna take this outside.
I don't know if Spotify.
We scream unhealthily at each other when we get angry, and no progress is ever made. No, we do pretty well across the board. Is
that really the only reason why you pay for Spotify though, so you can have that? Or do you listen to Spotify?
Sometimes I listen to Spotify.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think the playlist is like easier to.
Well, because there's like Spotify originals for like podcasts and shit too.
That too.
You know.
You think you get $9.99 out of Spotify a month?
I think so.
Is it still
$9.99?
It's also
everything's going up.
It's also like a family plan with my mom because she doesn't use Apple. She has a Samsung phone.
Oh yeah.
So it's we just pretty much like it's equally.
We do the same thing, me and my wife, because we'd run into a situation where like, because I go to work before her, so I'd be listening to whatever I want to, and then she'd get up and like want to listen to whatever shit she wanted to, but I'm already listening. Or like, oh, we got to get a fucking family plan, or else now I have to listen to what you want to listen to or whatever. Like, yeah. So get the family plan, and then you can separate it. Boom, boom. So what would your Apple or your Spotify playlist look like?
40% rap and hip hop, 40% extreme / heavy music, and 10%, 20% miscellaneous.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah.
I think my extreme to everything else is a bit more like a 60-40 on there, because I like listening to extreme metal a bit more than everything else, or just metal in general. Like I still like to listen to everything else, but my mood's always for the heavy stuff.
Yeah, that's how a couple members of Fleshbore are. They're more in that, over half the music that they consume, I would say, is of extreme or heavy metal type.
See, I was never that way. I always listened to like other stuff, but like plain metal.
Oh, so like not listen to metal so much at all, and
Right.
mostly listen to other stuff.
I mean, I would listen to metal, but like overall, like yeah, I'll listen to other stuff too. Like I have a very, like I even just got like I for the
You
most
like
part,
Slipknot?
yeah, for the most part, I don't like country, but I got into this dude, what's his name? Something Wall, but
Paul Wall.
Paul Wall.
He's not a country artist.
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. he used to be?
No.
What are you talking about right now, Kyle?
No, we're talking about Grill. Sitting sideways guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls.
Coulter Wall. That's his name.
Country artist?
Yeah. Pretty good. I like it.
From
Hmm?
from where?
I don't know where he's from.
Okay. I
He was
was
fucking
just
young.
curious if
He's,
he was,
he's younger, but he sounds like really old. It's weird. Kind of Johnny Cash like. If I'm going to listen to country, it's got to be something like, it can't be like Rascal Flats or something.
It's got to be the
Like
dark side.
Like yeah,
It's
yeah.
got to be the grime.
Yeah, the dirty shit,
All that stuff's like written by like.
So
the
you don't
same
fuck with
five-
that honky tonk badonka-donk.
Yeah, or like
that's my
Marcelo
shit, dude.
Cup, like all that shit, singing about.
Most of those
sitting on
songs
the
are like
drums.
written by the same 5 producers.
Really?
It's like the same thing with pop and.
Oh yeah, like with pop, that's a huge thing. They're not writing their own shit. Or like you see like the lyrics and stuff with the song. Like I don't. There's some like where it would compare like two songs.
There's one vocalist
Like a
and
meme.
18 writers
yeah,
on the lyrics.
and then I'll show the lyrics to each song and like how much more meaningful the one is versus the one where they just repeat shit the whole fucking song.
I like the ones where it's vice versa, and they say the ones that are repeating are the inspirational.
Or the ones that are
What?
the ones that are stupid as
It's
fuck,
it's
like
an
the worst
anti-
lyrics ever, and it's like this is true art, and then it shows like it'll take like a Queen lyric that's so like worldwide respected and be like this is fucking trash. Like turn the tables and
anti jokes are hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, you can see that. This is the irony in it, really. Is what you're looking at. You're like, motherfucker. Son of a bitch. You simple son.
Because you can post that, like you can post it on your Facebook, or you can post that in like a metal group, and people will take it seriously because they.
Yeah. Just triggering people. Being a troll. Mm.
that was my best Chris Barnes.
We still never found out how much the band was actually worth, but he's worth $19 million.
So the internet says.
Better than me.
Or it might be just like something that he tweeted. It's like, I'm worth 19 million.
You know,
They
I,
took
like,
it
I'm,
as fact.
I'm so
Like,
sorry, but
yeah,
like,
dude. Did you not just see his tweet? It says 19 million. Okay, it's
Elon
gotta
Musk
be.
tweeted
right,
about
that
it
was a
one time.
legit thought that I had when I read that up
Elon
there. I was like, dang,
Musk it.
Chris Barnes put enough money together to pay someone to say on Google that he was worth 19 million. Like that was literally my first thought. Like this is fraudulent.
What do you think about the kid that was tracking Elon Musk's private jet? Did you see that?
No.
The story about that? There was some kid. Did you see that, John? No? Some fucking kid was like was running a Twitter account, and he would he was tracking like his private plane, and he'd tweet out where he was going, and shit. I don't know. It's getting a lot of followers. People are like following wherever Elon Musk was going. That fucking dude offered him fucking $5,000 to stop, to shut down the Twitter account.
Did he counter offer and say at least 50,000?
I believe there was a counter, and number could be right. I'll look it up, John.
I would have at least doubled it. Like, are you kidding me?
Are you
dude? Like, Elon has enough money to pay you more than 5 Gs. Like,
Why
that's
does he
literally
have-
less than a penny to him.
Why is he offering $5,000?
Because that's a lot to normal people, which I
it's a
like.
little
I'm
kid-
one of those normal
Right,
people for
right.
sure. But like,
If it's like
dog,
12
you
year-
think? Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say if it's like some 12-year-old kid, $5,000 to him is like $1 million.
No, but he's 17. I think he's 17.
So not like $1 million, but like still a decent amount of money.
yeah, but
a decent amount of money to a normal
kids
person.
are smart nowadays, man. Like,
And I mean, if he was smart enough to track,
plus he
Elon-
probably had dad involved at that point. It's probably oh, Elon Musk offered me $5,000. And he's like, fuck no, you don't take $5,000.
yeah, absolutely not.
no,
no.
You make
But
him
at the-
sweat it.
Yeah, I don't know what did. So how did that
Yeah, stop tracking this
50,000?
shit. Did he?
Maybe that was
I didn't
the.
see an update to that.
Maybe that was the.
Oh, he's 19
Counteroffer.
too, and he's not 17. They said teenager. He's fucking 19. His birthday's probably tomorrow.
No longer 20.
Fucking
bitches.
hey. Oh, dude. Yeah, I put a lot of work into it, and 5K is just really not enough. Oh my god, it's a security risk. I mean, yeah, but I guess that's the beauty of America, right? You can do whatever the fuck you want. I was gonna track your jet and fucking post about it. What's the law about that? Is there really a law?
You'd almost imagine that Elon Musk would probably like. He's like, I can do other things too, but I'm willing to like let you have an hour
Right.
because someone with money like that can probably hire like a hitman on the dark web.
I'll
or some
send, like-
shit.
I'm curious what. I'm sorry. I'm super into this. I've been reading this up here. I'm curious what Elon's response to the dude saying, "Give me a Model 3," because that was literally what the first thing that he said.
He wants a Tesla.
Yeah, he said, "Yes, I can, but it'll cost you a Model 3." Only joking, unless. Unless.
I can't remember how much a base.
Dude, are
Model
you
3
kidding me?
costs.
Bruh, Elon Musk can throw cars at his problems. If you have so many cars, you should probably just go ahead and throw a car at that problem. It seems like the
Why not?
simplest thing
There's
to
a-
do.
There's a Tesla dealership right by where I live. It's like 15 minutes away. It's like inside like a mall area, and most of those cars kind of just sit because people in that area aren't like there's people that have Teslas in that area, but not like people like you and me aren't going out and spending 30-40 grand on a electric car that you can't charge everywhere.
No, not in 2022.
Yeah,
no,
yeah.
not in 2022.
Yeah, no. You guys know anybody that has a Tesla?
Mm-mm.
There's a guy at my work that does. He fucking loves it, but I'm like, damn.
I'm sure it's a great car.
He said that you just, obviously you get the later models, but now we're starting to get to the point to where if you wanted to get a Tesla, they are more affordable if you get some of the later ones. But we're getting to a point now where the later ones are actually pretty good. They're not
Do
like
you mean
the-
later, like the latest, or the
no,
earlier?
like the earlier ones.
Okay,
I'm sorry.
I understand. Oh,
Yeah.
no, it's totally okay. It
Yeah.
was my fault for misunderstanding. I just wanted to clarify.
The earlier ones. So yeah, but we're getting to a point now where it's like, they've been out for a while. They've been cranking these things out. They're not like, the first runs of the Teslas that are worth like what we can afford.
You can also get. You can also get like the charging attachment installed in your house for like
You
X amount
can.
of money.
Hey,
can.
don't come on this podcast and think that you can take a second to pause and think. You will be fucking cricketed. You have been warned. Do not pause. Do not let up.
Just
Do
keep
not
it
let
going.
that shield down. You will be attacked.
Yeah, that's fine. Are you just gonna take a public piss right here?
I was gonna go upstairs.
Okay. Just my wife and kids are home now, so
All
just
good.
be like, hey, I'm coming up here to pee.
I can also take a public piss if need be.
So
It's the easiest.
whenever he gets back, we'll hold it down until McGinley's back. Once he's back, I'm not
thing about two guests is like we can just
have a little bit of alone time.
Yeah.
I will take a public piss to keep the show more on track. I will make that sacrifice, and I'm happy to do it.
Oh yeah, public pee. I mean, it's only if you're comfortable.
Oh, I'm totally comfortable.
I
want to be as close as I can to these cameras. While
yeah, you go to the fucking urinal, and like if there's like a bunch of people there, like I can't fuck. Sometimes I just can't fucking pee. I gotta go to like the stall. I don't know what it is. Just got a shy bladder.
Yeah, I think a lot of people have issues with that, where if they feel that they're too close to somebody, or they're not like alone, or they don't have like that they don't have that security. So yeah, I think you're not the only person who deals with that.
I mean, I guess that's like what's like when one of your most vulnerable positions is standing there with your dick out, peeing. Like you're pretty fucking vulnerable at that point, right?
With your back turned.
Your back is turned. You're at the urinal. You're just standing there peeing.
Yeah, it's pretty
Like you're pretty vulnerable.
pretty insecure, pretty vulnerable.
Yeah. I guess I didn't think about it that way.
Yeah, so I mean, it kind of lines up with natural animal instinct.
Right. Where you just have this like predatory is just thinking about somebody, something is going to attack you in that moment when you're most vulnerable.
Potential danger.
Danger alert. High alert.
Oh, dang, he took a public piss.
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I thought he scooted upstairs.
I actually thought about it. I should get like one of those like, like a small version of like the hospital. Like you're at the hospital and
a commode?
No, like the curtain that pulls around your bed. Like,
yeah.
So then I just have one there and you're like, shh, and then you're like, so you're kind of in a room.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Right?
I think
I thought about getting rid of it at one time to like expand the area, but I'm like, I can't get rid of the value.
It's convenient. It's convenient that it's
convenient, but I can't
incredibly
get rid of
valuable.
the value, of a second bathroom in the house. Like it's fully functional.
And one that's
shower works too.
One where you don't have to duck your head.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. You're gonna go pee now too.
Yeah. Okay. Publicly, I'll be so close that way. So close.
So what was this other podcast that you were on?
Tune Junkies.
Tune Junkies.
That was.
Is that in Indiana?
Yeah.
Okay.
Was that Elkhart, ML?
Elkhart.
Dude, I'm not 100%, but it might have even been Goshen. I'm not 100%.
Oh, I've heard of that place too, I think.
And we've done different locations. I've done different locations with them, so I'm not 100% sure on that, to be honest.
See, this is also really
It's
cool.
down in Indiana though.
Yeah, but this is also really cool because we did that podcast almost 2 years ago before we put out the album, and now we are with the album out. And we waited 1.5 years to put the album out too, because
how did you wait like that, sitting on something like that?
it was just
Perseverance.
yeah,
Because I would have been like wanting to like release the son of a bitch.
because like we were wanting shows to come back. I think we played like one show over the summer.
Oh, with the COVID shit,
'Cause-
right? Yeah, Yeah, there's a lot of people that waited, held out, and sat on their albums.
And like we still wrote too. It was just like
Right.
it was just releasing an album out to the wild. Like I would have felt like I was potentially throwing away like something that I could have like prepped for. Plus we were like we shot our music videos like around like right before the summertime too, and disclosed areas where we weren't like social distancing from everyone and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was so it was like more prepping for the album to release too. And then
So you were doing all that in the thick of COVID, like right in the beginning, kind of
yeah
2020.
yeah
Yeah. What a bitch ass fucking time that was. Yeah, there was a lot of fucking bands that waited, did a bunch of shit like you're saying, started doing some prep work. Like, well, the smart ones, smart bands, were like taking that time to say, fuck it, all right, let's work on new material and sit on this gold we have here in this album, and
and then have platinum.
hopefully it'll be over soon. And then it just kept going and going and going. And slowly bands said, fuck it, all right, we're going to start releasing the shit. And then some shows come back and then they go away. And then
A lot of back and forth.
yeah.
We also met Inner Strength Records around that time too, so we kind of just we eventually talked out a deal with them, and that's when we finally decided it was like time to release the album. Took another 8 months after signing the deal with them, which wasn't a problem.
Deal with who again?
Inner Strength Records.
Inner Strength Records. So you guys are signed.
It was just a 1-album deal.
Just a 1-album deal.
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, there are
There's a
label,
lot
and
of
they've
these
been pushing the
labels.
Embers Gathering album.
There's a lot of these labels that people sign on to. Like I don't even know. Like I've never heard of them. You know, that could just be my lack of knowledge in the community. But you know, some of them too. Like they don't look like they're like their online presence doesn't look like it's huge. Which you know nowadays you have to take that into big account with your online. It just seems like there's so many. Like what are they offering? What
I
are they
think
offering to you when
Different
you,
labels, different things, different sizes
So,
of labels.
so what was that label offering you guys for this 1-album sign on?
We're not gonna discuss details of like contract. We can speak generally about it.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm just curious because you know I'm being in a local band before too. You know, we always thought about what if we were offered something like that to sign on for an album. So I guess not to discuss details, we could say what are some things that you would look out for that you would want in that sort of deal for a 1-album deal. What would you look for that you would want in that?
Support
I think
Support as in how from that label.
in all facets, in whatever way they can.
So what
A
are you
label
looking
wants to work
for?
with us in terms of splitting profits made on art that we've created, which we had the album completely done. We had the media package, all the music videos were already shot when we approached the label. So we're like bringing a product to them, and we're like in a way letting them in on it. And
So is it kind of like a promotional deal?
yeah,
When you're going to a label, you're just looking because nobody
for a platform,
because
a
not
larger
a lot
platform.
not a lot of bands are going to like labels to look for them to record and do all that stuff for them anymore.
Some though,
Some right, but most bands,
but not all the time. There's a lot more independent capability.
lots. There's like a producer around every corner. There's somebody with an audio box. You're doing it pretty much yourself. You're just hoping you get a quality product. So you get that quality product, like you guys, you're saying you have the music videos, have everything. So then you bring it to the label. So you're just looking for promotion. Is what with a label.
Yeah, and that is a lot of what Inner Strength did for us. They did a lot of promotional like media on like the internet, getting different reviews done, a lot of articles written.
So what did you guys look for? When you looked at that label, what were you looking at? Like, were you looking them up online? Obviously, right?
Yeah,
What were you looking for first? The bands that they have signed currently, or what their Facebook likes were, or what were you looking for?
I've noticed that like more independent and even like some of the slightly larger labels don't really have a lot of like likes or mentions on social media because when like the average listener listens to a band, they're not really thinking of the label that they're putting the record out
Right.
on. They're thinking more like they're not
just the
looking
band.
like they're not looking for Unique Leader or Season of Mist or Metal Blade. They're like, oh shit, it's Cannibal Corpse or Deeds of Flesh or
Right.
whatever band they're looking up.
Mhm.
But I mean, we looked at the roster. It was it's like a very mixed roster, which is not a problem because a lot of labels do that. I
Who's
think-
one of the bigger bands on their label? Is there like John? Look it up. Just look it up. What are they called again?
Inner Strength.
Inner Strength. Inner Strength Records.
Can't remember.
So yeah, because that's what I'd probably go look at. I'd probably be like, all right, let's see what other bands I have like signed on there. Okay, this is.
I want to
cool.
say
like.
I want to say Billy Club Sandwich.
Billy Club Sandwich.
Yeah, I want to say that. But John will either justify me wanting to say that or take a fucking dump on me for saying that.
Our artists. Just click on that, I guess. Fleshbore.
Basilica is a thrashier band from because they have like a lot of different, like they'll have the bands that are like death metal and thrash metal, and I think they've had a little bit. I think they have some lighter stuff on there too, from what I remember.
Shout out to Nuclear Desolation and Arabella, our friends from North Carolina and
Yep.
Illinois.
Basilica is also from
Rig Time Vessels.
North Carolina.
So are you also looking for potential shows or help with any sort of booking with getting on anywhere?
Not
like any
specifically
sort of
with
big
Inner Strength
festivals?
Records. No.
No. But if you went for a future if you tried for a future deal, would you be looking for something like that? Do you guys have connections like to be able to possibly get us on a festival?
You
or-
know, I mean, we book through an agency. Like, we have a booking agent who
Okay,
does
so
our
you-
tours and stuff.
He's
so
actually the one that introduced me to Jason at Inner Strength.
yeah.
Okay.
So
Because
so you just go separate. So you just have booking agencies that you go to.
we do, yes. There are labels who do most of the booking for their bands. So it's a case by case basis. And if we ended up with a label that did that type of thing, then surely we would be open to doing that and working within the dynamic of that. But
Right.
at this time, it's not a necessity to us.
Do most labels? I don't know if you know, but what do you think they like mostly book with the bands that are on their label?
At least a portion.
I think-
they would like to tag them up at least.
I think
Right.
agencies are kind of like another one because
Booking agencies.
because you'll have like a few guys that work at an agency and they have like this entire huge roster of bands that they've been accumulating over the last 20-25 years that they've been a booking agent, and it's more, I would imagine it'd be more money for them to have like 4 or 5 bands on like that he books on one tour than working with a few other guys and having bands that they book on his tour because they could probably make money off of all 5 of those bands going on tour as opposed to 2 of
Just
his bands
2.
going on
That makes
tour.
sense from
Right,
a booking
right.
agency perspective for sure. And I would say with the record label thing, I don't normally see, and I might just not have my eyes open enough, but I couldn't name a bunch of times where a record label put like more than 2 or 3 of their own bands on a roster. You know what I'm saying? Like I think they mostly come in pairs where it's like, oh, there's 2 unique leader bands on here. There's 2 Metal Blade record bands on here. It's usually not the totality.
I think they
from what
still
I've observed.
I think they outsource a lot of their booking to like those agencies, and I think they just have like people that work directly with the label and are like, all right, so these are the bands you got signed that are trying to play shows. I'm on it.
Sure, yeah, it happens in a million different ways, and every
Right.
single person that has a different role in any of these positions
Well, you'll
like
see
does
the
things differently.
tour
so-
packages for like when you're trying to get on a show or something. You'll see like a show pop up. Hey, are you looking for local support? And then it'll be like, well, no, they already have their own package. Or then you have the ones where it comes through and it is 2 bands and they're looking for local support or anything at every venue that they go to. So I guess
Yeah, it hurts my feelings when there's no local support on a show.
right.
It really does,
It's just
because
a tour package. You're like, fuck.
It's like that just one. That's all it takes, just one local. I feel for those situations because it's like, damn, I know there's a band in this city that wanted to play with these bands because they love all these bands.
Right.
There's a band in this area that wanted to do that so bad.
And
sometimes it's
could've-
one of my bands, and most of the time it's other people who exist bands. But
Yeah.
it's something that I feel for because, like, damn, it just sucks. It just sucks to see, in my opinion, because that there's some hungry fucking low to mid-level like musician, like myself. I consider myself a low to mid-level musician
Mhm.
who would be ecstatic, like enthusiastic, like the
Right.
reason I get up out of bed in the morning to go play a show with this type of
And
roster and to
possibly
support
sell a lot
it.
of tickets too.
Yes, and to do our part in making the show as successful as it
You're
can be.
probably gonna know a lot of people that like these fucking bands that are coming, and just give them that extra nudge to come to the show. Because it's hard as fuck to get people to get off the fucking couch or to stop their daily grind to even come out for a show.
We've played a
sometimes.
handful of those like ticket selling shows over the last few years, and we've never really had like a problem like selling tickets either. I think part of it is like because like everyone,
That's modest. That is modest as fuck. McGinley, you were just so humble right there. I got to give you props for that. But I think that you can go ahead and say, and this, I can't even take credit for this because I haven't been in Fleshbore for the entirety of the band, but I think that you can go ahead and say, Fleshbore has sold all the tickets, all of our pre-sale tickets for every show that we've played.
Damn.
pretty much it helps to be popular in the scene as well, like whether or not like you're a band that a lot of people like or not. Like if you're friendly with people, I'd imagine like people will want to come out and see you regardless. Like I've driven out and seen bands that I don't really like a lot, but I've supported them like some of our other friends that we've played shows with.
Right.
Like I still drove out to see them because they're friends and I like supporting them.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, it goes a long way. It goes a long way. But you got, and you know, not every member, every band can do that all the time. So it's good though. It works. You get people on your side that way. You throw in support even online, anywhere you can. Don't be one of those bands that just for yourself. You know what I mean? That's how you don't get that support to want to bring you on a fucking show.
I'm so ecstatic to tour with My Own Will.
Yeah.
I had My Own Will on my first ever birthday show to be like, because I do this thing called Bless the Midwest Fest. I haven't done it these past few years. I'm going to restart in 2023 just because of all the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
But I've had on my birthday 2 years in a row had bands from like, it's called Bless the Midwest Fest, and had like, you know, Michigan, Illinois, Ohio. I brought Wisconsin in, Missouri, all these different bands, one from each state to like represent their state. And My Own Will was the first Michigan band that I brought out. And we've been like really good buddies.
Yeah, dude, they're fucking cool dudes. I had them come here to play at the Park Theater too. So yeah, well, I'll definitely have to get you guys up here for sure.
that's
if
how
you
I
guys are
felt about
down.
Burial in the Sky. That was like the tour with Burial in the Sky has been fantastic, and coming home to that was it was very sweet coming home. But I'm glad that it happened.
How long?
I think it was about 9
9 or 10
shows.
days.
9 or 10
10,
days.
is it 10 days, 9 shows?
Yeah.
10 days, 9 shows, yeah.
What's the longest that you've toured?
It would have been the 11, 12, let's see, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Because we played like 12 gigs in a row back with Casket Maker in November, and then we were going to end it out with Vitriol at home.
Was it 12 days, 11 shows, 1 off day?
Yes.
Mm.
The only thing that sucks about like having the off days is when it's on like a Monday or a Tuesday and like half the shit in the area in your area is closed.
Right. Yeah.
We had our off day in Washington, D.C., and you might hear that and be like, oh, that's pretty fucking neat.
The
Worst day to be in Washington, D.C.
The Smithsonian was like only closed on Mondays and Tuesdays.
Really?
And like we got there and we were there on Tuesday, so we were just like,
Fuck.
out of all, I think there was a few places down in like San Antonio that was like the same way, where because I think our off day was Wednesday, and I think some places were closed Monday through Wednesday.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, and you're just like, damn.
Yeah, because you're not getting a lot of like touristy stuff on those days.
I guess
so.
Tool was also playing in San Antonio on our off day, and our buddies in Burial in the Sky, Jorge and Cody, like they were just like fucking around in the city, and someone went up to him and was like, I got tickets to Tool, and I'm just like, fuck, dude, that would have been just
Dope.
a fun experience to go through.
Dude, I literally don't know if I would have gone if I was in that position. I don't know if I would have gone or if I would have just given my tickets to someone who gave a fuck.
Right.
I'm just not a Tool fan.
I
I probably would have had more fun not going.
Tool is good, but they're just every song blends together a lot of times, or it's like I gotta be in a certain fucking mood, I guess, to listen to Tool. I can't just listen to them all the time. I'm not a fucking Tool head.
Don't feel
Or
like doing
whatever.
PEMDAS in my music.
I
Or
gotta,
the
gotta
Pythagorean
think about
theorem.
it.
Yeah, not my cup of tea.
But a lot of people fucking like them.
And that's great.
And a lot of people are fucking going to that Little Caesars Arena for the fucking. They're coming here. I forget. It's coming up soon, though. I forget when.
That's cool. I hope it packs out.
It's best to always like, even if it's not your taste, like taste in music, you don't ever want them to, like, to hope that they fail.
Well, no. That's not.
Unless
what
they're
I'm saying.
bad people.
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
A lot of people fucking listen to them and shit. But I just can't. I'm not one of those that can just. Oh, I just fucking love Tool.
There's a lot of bands, like if someone's like, hey, what do you think of this? I'm just like, it might not be my thing, but I'll be like, I respect the fact that they made it, and I respect that there's people that like it. Like I think Signs of the Swarm or like some of the other deathcore bands, a lot of people like it. It's not really my thing per se, but I can respect that. Like with the Lauren Shore single, like that blew up into the Hellfire.
Yeah.
Like that's not really my forte, but I can appreciate that they got the recognition they probably deserved from especially with all the shit that happened with them a couple years
Yeah.
before.
Lorna Shore has been working harder than like 99.9, and that's fucking, that's
Exactly.
with a repeating sign over that fucking 9. Like,
Yeah.
working harder than damn near like any fucking band for years and years and years and years,
And
Yeah.
years and years and years and years with you know multiple different vocalists.
And I
So
watched them in like their early stages, like when they were playing 200 shows a year, because you kind of have
they
to.
played 300 shows a year one year. I saw them twice one year, and they played 300 fucking shows in 365 days. That's ridiculous.
It seemed like a band to me where it's like the musicians in that band have got to be pissed a little bit. Just like, well, didn't their first vocalist got swiped to a bigger band, right?
I don't believe that it would be accurate to say that he got swiped.
Well, not swiped.
I think that
but
he
left.
exited. Yeah, he
Yeah.
left, and
For
in a way-
who again?
Chelsea Grin.
There you
Chelsea
go.
Grin.
There you go. Tom
Tom
Okay.
Barber.
Barber. And then I was almost thinking the same thing might have happened with the other dude if all that shit didn't fucking happen.
What do you mean, that he would leave Lorna Shore and go somewhere else?
Why not if he got a better offer?
I don't know. It's a possibility. I'm not going to say that it's an impossibility.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean,
I-
I'm just hypothetically speaking.
Of
here.
course,
I was
of
just
course.
thinking like, what if that was like that band, where the vocalist leaves every time? Fuck.
Maybe it would have turned out that way had he not been kicked out. But I would also, you know how I wish the situation would have turned out. All 3 vocalists shift like they did. Tom Barber and CJ and Dave. All of them switch. All of them are happy with their new bands. Everyone shakes hands. Everyone's a good fucking person.
Yeah.
That's how I wish it would have fucking happened. Everything
Well, yeah.
shifts. Everyone's fucking cool. Give it a year and whatever
It'd be a
bad blood.
creep, though.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate the way that it turned out. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
And in that
things
situation,
could have gone better.
In that perfect situation, you also can't really be pissed because like it's like you're a musician and you want to make money on playing music and on the road, and if you get that opportunity,
I
it's
mean, I
a-
guess I'm not like you're like just so fucking pissed, but just like fuck, man.
yeah.
Like now we gotta fucking get another one, in here, which everybody knows, like yeah, we gotta make some good music, so we'll probably get another good guy, but like fuck, man.
Yeah, I'm
Like,
sure that it was incredibly
obviously-
frustrating.
Obviously, he was really fucking good, and now he went to this bigger band. I say that in quotes because bands, people might think Lorna Shore is way better than Chelsea Grin or whatever.
Right.
So,
Bigger numbers don't necessarily.
bigger, yeah, I guess.
Taste is subjective.
Yeah. Net worth. If we go by that as a measurement stick, I don't know. But yeah, that's the way I would feel though. I'd be like, fuck, man. Here we go again.
Yeah, I
Here we
heard
go
a
again.
little bit.
What is it that we're missing? Is the way I would start thinking. What are we missing to like not just fucking keep the guy? What are we missing? What are they offering? Is it just the chance to play bigger shows or be the headliner at every show? Is that what it is? Is that why you're leaving? Like, what am I missing?
I would
this
hope
band?
I would hope that they wouldn't stay in that mindset for very long, and that they would eventually shift towards more of a mindset of, it's probably not us. It's probably
Yeah.
not more about the
Yeah.
vocalist personally. Like that one person who made that decision to make that shift, like that is their decision. So I think it would probably have more to do with the vocalist than with the band. So if they did find themselves in a what did I do kind of like guilty position, I would hope that they didn't stay there for very long.
But that's why we're, in this, like we were saying earlier about switching vocalists, like they're being praised for like still coming back each time. Like, holy shit, they're still blowing up with this new vocalist.
Mhm.
They're still like going with it. Where earlier we were saying, sometimes the one that can kill your band, you lose a vocalist and you're killed. Like they're like, what are they, a cat with 9 lives here? You know what I mean? Like eventually, like hopefully they can keep this guy. Hopefully this guy decides to stick around, because if he leaves, then what? Now you're on the number 4. Would it be number 4 or number 5?
For Lorna Shore?
Yeah.
It would be number 4.
Yeah, number 4. So now you're on vocalist number 4. Like, fuck.
I think that Will Ramos is here to stay.
We think.
I think he is. I think he
I
is.
think on the bright side, it's great to see that like one member leaving the band doesn't like destroy an entire band
Right.
anymore. Because
Nah,
Well,
Lorna Shore
especially-
works too hard to let themselves be crumbled by the loss of a vocalist.
You could look at that like both ways. Like loss of a vocalist could be really detrimental. It could fuck your band right there. But it's also like if they didn't really contribute any within the music, like you didn't lose anything besides the vocals. You know what I mean? Like if they're not contributing with the musical process, like you can still write. You can still like the band is still there. You just gotta hopefully you can find somebody to match that same intensity.
So
or
he's
whatever
talking
you're-
about the Panzer Tank method.
What's that?
The Panzer Tank method is the method of vocal writing that we utilized for, I'd say like 75 or 80% of Ember's Gathering, which was there were already 80% of the lyrics created and written before I joined the band.
Oh, okay.
So they fed that to me. And so like I'm like a Panzer Tank. That's like my code name in the band.
Okay.
McGinley's headquarters. So I'm Panzer Tank. So everyone else feeds me ammunition and they give me the ammunition type and then they kind of like set my aim and then I carry out like being a tank, which is like producing the vocals.
Right.
So sort of like, a collaborative, like I can't operate as a tank without fuel and without ammunition. So the band gives me these little things here and there. And I'm like, okay, I can take this and you really set me up for success.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of it.
Okay. Yeah. So you write the like melodies then, or do you write the lyrics, or
I wrote like 20% of the lyrics, like 20 or 25% of the lyrics overall. There were whole passages that I wrote. There were blank spaces that were left for me to do my own thing in. I altered lyrics, but I would give it like 75, 80% credit to Cole Daniels and Tyler Mulkey for the lyrics.
okay,
Our bassist and drummer.
right? But are you keeping that in mind when you're like writing like guitar riffs? Are you like thinking of like it could be even just in your head, be like, this is gonna go here. Okay, this would sound.
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think of vocals?
I think of vocals.
Do they make it into the talkies?
Not Tyler. It's mainly like Tyler, because when Tyler usually writes the lyrics, and he usually just has like the mind, or like he has also the patterns in his head, and he speaks them in. And I think I've made like a few suggestions to him and say, hey, this sounds cool here, but what's going on here? And then he'd be like, oh, I was expecting him to write that, and I was like, okay. And then that's kind of where I was getting at. As long as he wrote something there, I'm cool with it. Like I've never really had a lot of like I wrote lyrics for a few of the like the really early Fleshbore songs before even Tyler came.
But for the
around.
Embers Gathering stuff, you had the early input of hearing what Tyler and Daniels were proposing and being like, oh, maybe, well, this sounds a little weird or something like that.
Yeah.
well, I'd even have it like as I play drums, so I'd even have it like where we're coming up with the song. I'd be like, man, this vocal melody would go really good here. I wouldn't have a lyric. I would just kind of like hear how it should be done. I guess.
Mhm,
You
yeah.
have this.
That's a lot of what it
You
is.
know.
General ideas that are fed into me, and then I have the freedom pretty much to do what I please with the ammunition that's given to me.
But for Green Leaves, is it different?
Completely different.
So-
All three of my bands is completely
So for
different.
Green Leaves, you write to, or how are you doing that? Do you write to the song? Are you there or what?
Every song is written with a story. There's always a lyric before a part.
Okay.
So all of the Greenleaf songs, I will have at least this much of a concept, like lyrically, and then or Grant will have this little bit of a concept of a guitar part, and then I'll be like, okay, I have this lyric theme that could fit with this. But every single Greenleaf song is lyrically like conceptual, and then the song written for it.
So you write all those lyrics.
Grant has written, I'd give him 10% or like maybe 15%.
Most of the
Yeah.
lyrics.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, for Now, what's your other band though? You said you got 3.
Yeah, Lucidium.
No, you don't play any instruments in any of these bands, do you?
No, I just do vocals in the band.
Just
I write
vocals.
drums and some of the more basic slam riffs and slams for the Greenleaves. But
See, I think it just gets more complicated though when you're somebody that plays and does vocals to take a song and then put lyrics on it. Like you got to kind of write
The right to your instrument.
right to and how you're gonna sing it, like or scream it, like you kind of.
it's incredibly complicated.
Oh
Throne, great Michigan band that is a
yeah,
perfect
Nathan
example
Barnes.
of that.
Yeah,
Yeah, Animal.
fucking cool.
Animal
dude.
guitarist, Animal vocalist, double Animal.
I think they keep that in mind too as you're writing the songs, where it's like,
Oh yeah,
You keep in
it's
mind
so
your
natural.
vocal ability and where you'd like to do the lyrics. You kind of write to that almost, I guess.
yeah,
Yeah,
in a way.
it flows so well. Like you see Dying Fetus, and it's like 2 completely independent things that are just it's so together.
Now, what about bands with 2 vocalists?
You said what about?
Yeah, what about them?
Well, I wore a Despised Icon hoodie in here, so it works and it
See,
can work.
So
It depends on the band though, and
why though?
because
Why do you want 2 guys? This is my thing. Like,
bro,
why do you
don't
want
make
2
me
guys?
don't make me go down this road.
Go down the road, man. Like that's
Okay.
what I'm saying. Like I never got the point of it. I maybe never seen a good band like you just said. Despised Icon. I didn't know they had 2 vocalists. Maybe I never seen a good one with 2 vocalists. But I'm just like, why?
In my opinion, if there is a band that has 2 vocalists and both vocalists they bring something special to the table that the other person cannot, there is a capability of finding a synergy between these 2 unique voices, these 2 unique vocalists. And it's like, I'm not a fucking fan of wrestling, but it's like tag team shit.
Right.
Like one's going full force and doing something amazing of one style, and it's like fucking tag me in, dude, and then the other person comes in and they're doing something that's within their range. And if you know the band, like I'm thinking of Despised Icon this whole time, of course.
right.
Once you watch a music video and you'll know who does.
I just
which
don't like. What do you
vocal
do
types.
with them on stage when they're not doing nothing?
Breathe.
Just
They
breathe.
fucking breathe, dude. Like I wish that I had a second vocalist up there with me to do half the passages.
looks-
You know how
but doesn't
full
it
my
look
fucking
clunky?
lungs would be?
Doesn't it look clunky though? Sometimes.
Nah.
No.
Okay, maybe sometimes. So like now you got me thinking about Despised Icon and like they're fucking perfect. So no,
right.
it don't
yeah.
look,
That's
it
not
don't look
thinking of.
clunky.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all about synergy and flow. If the 2 vocal, it's just like
I just don't
any
think it's
member
for
of the
anybody.
band.
It's not for everybody.
Oh no,
Like,
no,
don't
no.
just think
Definitely
you can
not.
like just do a band with 2 vocals.
Definitely not. And I'm definitely by no means saying that every band with 2 vocalists is like, oh, dude, tag team, WrestleMania,
Yeah,
let's
right.
go.
Yeah,
I'm not
System of-
saying that.
What are your thoughts?
I was gonna say you got System of a Down. I mean, granted, it's the singer and then the guy that also plays guitar.
But he's playing an instrument, so you can get. It's not.
Are you talking specifically? You're talking about specifically about 2 frontmen.
specifically? Yeah. Okay. I should
2
have clarified.
vocalists.
2 frontmen without instruments.
I don't know. Like if they're playing like smaller venues, there's probably like a fucking
Awkward.
power struggle.
Yeah.
Because you have.
But that doesn't have to do with size of venue. That has to do with chemistry and
Yeah.
synergy.
That's
Yeah.
also fair. Because
So if you have good synergy, you're not gonna like. It's just like any other member of the band. How do we interact on stage as 2 performers on the stage, right? As a
Right.
band trying to play a show, it would be just the same with 2 vocalists. It's just another member of the band. It's just another member of your team that you're working with to put on the best show. So just because they have a mic in their hand, it's no different than my guitarist that I have on stage with me, or even my drummer. Just another member of the band, just another unit. Just
For you in the band, yeah. But I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Give Despised Icon a shot and let me know.
I will. Maybe.
I respect your decision to listen to the music that you choose to.
I'm trying to remember of another band that does it really well, but it's really hard.
See.
Well, Dance Gavin Dance, I think they do it pretty well. But then again, that's one guy that does like the screams, and then one guy that does like the singing.
So are you talking about 2 frontmen that do harsh vocals? Or what? So what do you think about a clean
Just-
vocalist and a
just
harsh
two-
vocalist?
Just two frontmen.
So what about a clean vocalist and a harsh vocalist? So someone who does purely clean singing and one who does purely harsh vocals.
I think one thing about a band like
get a fucking an instrumentalist that can do it.
I think in the sense
Oh,
of like
word.
I think in the
You can
sense
do
of
the
like
clean part.
Dance Gavin Dance, like I believe they kind of write the songs around it as well, but like it seems a lot of times they have a good mix of like what each person does, and it's not and then their charisma on stage in general is like their synergy on stage in general is just so good that it doesn't just look like that one guy's just standing there awkwardly waiting for his next part to come in, whereas the
Right, yeah,
You
yes.
just made me realize the exact words that I need to say to Kyle right now. Thank you for that. You don't like bands with two vocalists because you've never seen a band with two vocalists perform and look normal.
That's what I said earlier. I
Oh,
said
my
maybe
bad.
I said maybe I've never seen a good one and do it right, but because most it's a guy standing there awkward, like waiting for his next part, or there's just not much for him to do. Which hey, I mean, yeah. What can we get you to do? You're on stage with a microphone. You don't got pyrotechnics. You're not. What can I actually get you to do? So that's where it leads into me just saying, so just why have him? Like just if you're
Because he was looking awkward on stage and
From the
actually
beginning.
ruining your experience because
Right.
he was looking awkward.
just you're just awkward. It's like, why are you standing there? Like this other guy's doing just fine. Like maybe if that's your goal from the start, like you're a guitar player and you're like, well, for my band, I'd like harsh vocals and clean vocals. Maybe I should get my other guitar player or my bassist. Like maybe I should look for one that can sing, or that can do harsh vocals, and then get a frontman that can do the one that they can't. That's the way I would craft it from the beginning. I wouldn't go in thinking, well, I'll just get two vocalists. That's not
And at the
like,
same time, maybe that's not how most of these situations develop. Maybe these are unique situations with unique groups of people, and it just turns out in that weird way.
to where they maybe shift.
They didn't plan it.
Maybe they shift their styles a little bit. You're thinking like maybe they started out one way and they're like, maybe we should get clean vocals in the third album. Like maybe we should do some cleans in this. Well, no, none of us can do a clean. Oh, let's get another guy. Is that kind of what you're saying?
No.
No.
What I was kind of getting at, I think, was is that like a denied button?
Yes.
No, I think that what I meant was you have a group of people.
Yeah.
And these are just a bunch of people who know each other. And they're like, hey, we should form a band. And this is what we do. And, oh, we got two vocalists? Okay, I guess that's what the situation is. That's what I mean. Like, it just turned out that way. Because there was a group of people.
See, I would be the guy over there like, whose head's on the chopping block? Everybody else like, we'll just have them all. And I'd be like, huh? What?
So you wouldn't even be like, imagine being in the
Aesthetically, no. I'd be like, if we can have the guy not doing something, being able to do something effective to be entertaining, I don't want a guy just standing on stage.
Dude, Kyle,
for my band.
Think about it though, in the perspective of one of these people in the weird group though. Imagine that you actually know these other people.
Yeah.
So you
like
know
we're all buds.
Yeah, you know
we're all
them.
buds.
And
We've
these
been
two
jamming.
people, and these two people who are going to be the two vocalists, you know that they can do something good.
Right.
So you have confidence in them. And then you give it a shot because you have confidence in them. Because you already know that they can do something good because they're already your buzz.
Right. I know that. I'm not saying that I wouldn't think that they wouldn't be good at what they're doing. I just say the other guy that's not doing anything when they're on stage has to be like doing something.
Oh, right. So you're saying
Don't stand
still and be awkward.
with a fucking microphone in your hand and just be like looking at him or the crowd or whatever and just be like, or whatever, like do something.
Dude, I gotta know who
We
was
have
the
to
band that you saw that had two vocalists that put this bad taste in your mouth. I need to know.
Oh, well,
You don't have to name drop them. You can tell me after, but I need to know.
Oh, they're not a band anymore.
Oh.
The first one that comes to my head is just a local band, and they were called 4 Minute Death Ride.
I used to be in a band like that too, where it had 2 singers, but
And
we never played any shows or anything. But I just remember having 2 singers.
Did you not?
Dude,
did
Kyle
you-
fucking hates you now.
No, I
As soon as he says that, Kyle's like, well, it's been great having you.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to call this.
Get the fuck out. I guess it's immediately, if I hear 2 vocalists immediately, I'm like, okay, let's see how this sounds. And more so, let's see how
John,
this
can we
looks.
pull up a Despise Icon music video and jam for a minute?
Just mute it. We can't look. We can't. Well, see, we can't. Well, we can look at their stage presence.
look up a live video.
Oh,
I don't want to deal
copyright
with
stuff.
Yeah, I don't wanna
Okay,
deal
I
with that.
understand that.
Those ones we did earlier, I highly doubt it, but we'll see. What
We don't
YouTube
have
says.
to. We don't have to look at the stage presence. We don't have to do that. If we can't listen to it, I don't even want to show it to you. I'd rather you.
Okay.
I'd rather you check it out on your own time.
Yeah, that'll definitely get flagged. There's some stuff though, like that I get that no flags happen. I'm like, oh, well, I thought that
You know,
was gonna get
the
flagged.
weirdest thing, and I think it comes from being signed onto a label as well, is posting something
Oh God.
like for my band and then getting a copyright flag.
Yeah, your guys' music might get copyrighted.
It is. I copyrighted it,
No,
and
like
I get
on
flagged
the
on my
YouTube.
own shit.
It'll probably.
I
get
post
flagged.
my own shit that I did the copyright work for, and I own the copyright for. It's literally under my name,
I'll
and I try to post
dispute
a
it.
fucking clip on YouTube, and it flags me for copyright.
Have you ever disputed any?
Of course, I dispute every
Yeah.
single one. I say
yeah.
I'm the
You know what-
person
you know
who
what I
owns this
type?
copyright.
You know what I type? I say I am literally in this band and literally in the music video.
You
for
say
this
literally,
song.
bro? You say literally, or are you clowning right now? You clowning right now,
To
right?
Facebook, yeah.
You say literally,
To Facebook.
bro.
Oh, he says literally. I'm in this fucking band.
Seriously, I can't even believe that you don't know my name. Like we're a bigger deal
I-
than
I'm
Slipknot.
I fucking
I'm like
wrote
famous
this.
a little bit. like a little famous.
Yeah. we're
No,
signed.
of course we dispute it because it's
Well, yeah.
unjust. Like we're the
No.
only people who are authorized to do this.
Yeah,
and
no,
you're-
that was a
and
dumb
you're-
question.
No, no, it was fair.
No, yeah. I was
It is a
thinking
fair
about
question.
you. I was thinking about different music, but because that's how it is for me. It's never my
Of course,
music.
of course.
But yeah, I'll dispute that shit. I'll be like, one time I said, literally, the guy across from me wrote the music and said that I could play it on the show. Like, that's my claim. Like I said, just it's in the clip, or whatever. Like, fucking release it. I've never really. I think maybe had one that stuck, but most of the time it gets resolved. But sometimes it takes forever. And then I'm not sure if in that time period, it's not muting anything, right? Like where it's in dispute.
I don't have that much experience with it.
You know?
Normally,
I don't know, because when I watch my own video, I don't know if I'm just seeing because it's my own. I uploaded it, so I can hear it. I don't know if somebody else can.
Back in old YouTube days, like it would mute your entire video, and you'd either have to leave your video just like with no sound, or you'd have to replace it with
The
like,
whole
a-
video?
Yeah,
Yeah, no, not now. I don't think.
Like-
It's just
like nowadays,
just the
clip.
time frame that it is.
it might be
Yeah.
just that now, but like I just remember back then because I used to be in like more into like video games and like watching like montages of like
Oh my god.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like these videos would be replaced with like royalty free or like not necessarily royalty free, but like it's like they're popular songs, but I guess they're like
Done differently. Yeah, like a karaoke version.
I guess not even
Is
like
what
a
you're saying?
karaoke version, but like songs that are
Dude,
for
I
some
straight
reason
fucking
considered-
posted All Hope Is Gone, the album by Slipknot, on my YouTube for some fucking reason when I was like 13. I ripped the whole thing off of the hard copy CD and just posted it up on my YouTube. One of those songs has like 15,000 views on it. And it doesn't make any sense to me. I'm like, well, first of all, I
How
don't
the
understand what was going through my head when I was that age. Like,
Yeah.
am I contributing to something where
That
there was a
is-
lack? You know what I'm saying? Am I the one who's leaking it onto the internet? It's so weird that I would do that, but it's also weirder that it wouldn't get taken
Flagged.
down.
There's so many of those too. You'll see them like updated version or higher quality file, whatever, for these songs, like the old song.
4K audio, but that doesn't
What
fucking
the
exist.
fuck?
That doesn't exist.
4K audio. Yeah, they're just putting it in the header, so it's.
So you've
fucking-
never seen music? Peasants.
Wow.
Real peasant shit up here in Michigan.
Take some acid sometime.
Is that the obscured state of mind?
And then you'll see some music.
Do you have
Okay.
a fucking badunts on there, dude? Thank you.
I'm just not on my
Maniculture.
soundboard game today for some reason. I need a bigger
You
one.
got it us
Need a
earlier
bigger
with
one.
those crickets.
Yeah.
And with the denied sound, honestly.
Oh.
Was that what you were thinking? No.
Mm. It's great. It's great. I got tons of shit. On here. My favorite one though. You hear the reverb on that fucking fart? It's like if you were in a school hallway all by yourself.
You got something
I was gonna
better
say
on
at
there for me,
church.
Kyle.
Huh?
You got something better on there for
Something
me.
better? Oh fuck.
I know that's your favorite, but you have one that's better.
I don't know. I was gonna do this one earlier when you were talking about something.
In a world. In a world.
Hit us with a question like,
No.
so what do you guys have planned for your next release?
So-
Play real intense music, drone.
So do you have any paranormal or like ghost type stories? Any of you believe in ghosts?
I went to the Rhodes Hotel in Atlanta, Indiana, back in the summer with my other band, the Diabolist.
Did something happen there?
I think from my understanding, a lot of those don't really like end up. Like, it was a creepy fucking area. You walk into the attic and it's so fucking dilapidated. I love
Creep
the
up
music.
to that mic.
I love it. And we were talking to the ghosts and the EV and the
When he says creep up to the mic, he means keep your same volume and move closer. He doesn't mean get closer to the mic and talk quieter because that, in
I'm trying
fact,
to speak.
creates no progress.
I'm trying to speak eerie because we're talking about ghost stories.
No, just
Well,
talk
you
to
know
me.
what's better than eerie? Audible. So, hey, dude, I'll give you a fucking tip. Just go ahead. Rub that nose. Rub that nose right on the top of that fucking screen.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Got
that's-
So-
John laughing.
I want to hear you now. Tell your story.
I think we were talking into like the radio box, and at one point it said there was like 13 people in the room, and it yanked, and then something yanked like the glow stick out of my hair, and it kept doing it as I kept putting it back in my hair.
Something really did?
I think so. And I have a coworker that said he went like the year before, and he went into like the closet, and I guess the closet was where someone killed themselves.
Wait. Killed themselves?
Is your favorite slasher Friday the 13th?
Huh?
Is your favorite slasher series Friday the 13th? Because it's my favorite. That shit creeped me out when I
You know,
was
I'd
like 9.
have to probably do some thinking on that.
I remember Friday the 13th Part 3. That was like seeing Jason's mom come out of the lake at the end and looking as fucking gross as hell as she did. Like, that scarred me
Bruh,
as a
that's not
kid.
Jason's mom.
In Part 3.
Jason's mom.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. I thought you were talking about the first one.
Jason's
Sorry about
mom
it.
has got it going on.
Jason's mom. Yeah, at the end of part 3, fucker. Listen to me when I talk. I'm sorry.
That was the one where he crushed his eyes and his eyeballs did the 3D effect because they were promoting 3D at the time.
Oh, right.
It was Friday the 13th Part 3D.
Three-dimensional. It's crazy.
Put the glasses on. When
Put
you
the
see
glasses on your face.
when you see this sign, it's time to put the glasses on. When you
Oh,
see-
okay. This is so cool. Got these fucking cardboard fucking piece of shit. Fucking.
What a
That's
time.
so cool, man. Looks like it was coming right at me.
and your fucking eyes are like distorted in color when you take them off after the end. Of the
Yeah,
movie.
you're like, damn, man, 3D. That was huge. I remember that. Mhm.
I was gonna give you the moment.
You know, it's weird. You know
Can
what's
you
weird?
load shit onto there like easily, or do you need to like
Why? What do you want?
Jeopardy thinking music?
Man, I'd have to find. Yeah.
Is it big time copyrighted to get flagged?
No, I just have to fucking go to a site and find
Word.
it. No,
Word.
yeah.
That'd almost be
That's a good
public
idea, though.
domain
That's a
soon.
good idea.
Because I'm trying to think of what my favorite slasher is, and I don't really have an answer, to be honest.
What's your girlfriend's favorite slasher?
What is it?
What's your girlfriend's favorite slasher?
That's hard to answer too, but probably Chucky.
Chucky.
That shit also creeped me
It's
out
got.
as a kid.
Oh yeah. Definitely. I seen it. I wasn't supposed to though. My babysitter brought over Pet Cemetery and Child's Play, and then after that, she wasn't my babysitter any longer.
But in that one session, she left such influence.
Such influence. Such nightmares. I don't remember any of the nightmares, but
What
apparently
was
I had a shit ton.
what was the worst horror movie that had like the gnarliest effect on your young mind?
It.
Are you talking about like worst as in like worst of quality or worst as in
As in, you were affected by it after you were done watching it, like you were actually scared or something.
it would have either been Friday the 13th Part 3 or Bride of Chucky with what was her name?
That annoying voice
Yeah,
chick.
because they had some
Fuck, I
brutal
forget
they had
her
some
name.
brutal
John,
kills
could you pull
on
that
there.
up, please?
Yeah, just what the fuck is her name? It's not Daphne or something
I
like
wanted
that.
to say I want to say Jennifer,
Jennifer.
but I know she was an
She's-
actress.
What? Yeah, one of those. It's kind of hot, but like she's just got a really annoying voice.
Yeah, I have no idea who it is.
No,
I'm
Chucky,
sorry,
Bride of
Chucky.
Jennifer Tilly.
Jennifer
yeah.
Tilly.
I have no idea who that is.
Yeah, John knew. Look at that, Jennifer Tilly. Look her up. Look her up, John. Fuck it. Mm-hmm.
She was in a bunch of stuff from what I remember.
Yeah.
American
Darkness
Canadian.
Falls is mine.
Darkness Falls. Oh, that was a fucking. Was that the Tooth Fairy one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
Dude,
that was
that
a
shit
fucking
really
good movie.
That big time spooked me. I was upset when I got home, dude.
You hadn't seen it at theaters?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember those VHS movies?
Oh, I love those.
Oh, VHS. That was
That's
great.
like-
I
that's-
love found footage shit.
Yeah, me too. I loved the first VHS so much. I like the first three, and I'm excited for that fourth one to come
Oh,
out.
word.
That first one is actually, I think, the movie that I've. Ooh, Recorruptor flag. I'm just seeing that because there's like
Hey.
lights up there. That's great. Totally just lost my train of thought. I'm so
You're talking
sorry.
about VHS.
Yeah,
movie.
VHS.
Yeah, that first
for-
movie, I think the first one I have seen more than any other movie. I think that I've watched it like 5 or 6 times, which is incredibly rare for me. It's very
It's rare
hard for me
to watch a movie more than
Me
once.
too. Me too. But that tells you how interesting it is to me, and
I could rewatch it now though.
I can find something new for the first. All the times that I've watched it, I've found something new or like observed a detail that I did not gather on previous ones. I think there's just so much there that it's like, you know, when they say that a game has a lot of replay value, I think that movie has a lot of replay value because there's a lot to digest.
My time is just so restricted that I don't have I don't watch a lot of movies now. I mean, when I say I put a lot of time into like this stuff, like because I got I also, you know, I got a family, I got 2 kids, so I
course.
got other shit I got to do. So when I'm down here, it's like working on getting this stuff ready. Like for me to like watch a movie and then be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch that again. Like, why?
Oh,
like no,
me neither,
Like,
dude.
I
And
got-
it's been
it's
a
gotta
long
be-
time. It's been a long time.
I still
since
haven't
I've
even watched
been
that.
doing
Don't Look Up like everybody was talking about.
That
Still
one's
haven't watched that.
all right. We
Oh yeah, me and Fallon watched that.
I watched that, and then we immediately watched Sorry to Bother You on Apple TV because I used to have it on Hulu, and it was it's that one where the guy's at the call center and he works his way up the call center, and I guess they sell like military like force.
Huh.
It's a very
They
interesting
sell
movie.
military force.
Military force.
Bro, I'm gonna need you to choose some different words there because that don't make no sense.
I'm just looking at that sign.
It's okay.
I can't even describe what they were selling. It was like
The weapons?
military weapons, like biological weapons. Takes a fucking turn at the end.
You don't have to spoil it.
Yeah, I'm not spoiling it, but there's a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of shit that goes on in that movie, and I recommend everyone watch it.
Excellent.
Yeah. What was it called again?
Sorry to bother you.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, sorry to bother you, but I gotta tell you about this fucking movie.
Literally. It's bad.
You guys like EDM music?
That falls into
Some.
my 20% of miscellaneous.
Sounds like
Brief little EDM break.
Sounds like I'd be in like a Japanese RPG.
Like a
Like
Metroid,
Undertale.
like or more like a Metroid Prime, like fucking upgraded,
Like
music
Earthbound
track.
or Undertale.
Mm.
Fucking Earthbound.
Remember Conker's Bad Fur Day?
Oh, that was a masterpiece. The original on the
64?
64. Yeah.
was a masterpiece.
I
I
don't
was like,
know.
how the hell am I able to play this game? This is so cool.
I don't know if I ever actually played that.
It was dirty,
It was very dirty.
very dirty.
They re-released it on Xbox and they toned it the fuck down. Like,
Did they?
well, they still had like the boss, like the giant shit boss, but they like he didn't. I don't think he said poop like in the song like he did in the original 64. Like, but they did tone it the fuck down a lot in the original Xbox version.
Mm.
What I think is the reason why the 64 version is hard to find and expensive.
Yeah. Yeah, it was fucking dirty, man. But my mom rented it because it just looked like, like any old
You wouldn't
game.
expect it.
No.
And you'd compare that shit to almost like, let's say, a Ren and Stimpy, which was something that was out around the same time. Like parents let us watch that shit.
Did you guys get into wrestling?
A little bit.
A little bit? You were never into it?
No.
How old are you?
26.
26?
I'm 26.
26?
I got accused of being 19 earlier. What the fuck?
19.
Yeah.
Why?
This dude literally said to me, "How old are you? 19?" I was like, "No, I'm 26, but I'll take
Dude,
that."
But honestly, dude, 19-year-olds fucking could look like you nowadays. Dude, why is it that fucking kids are just like adults now?
It's because of the hormones that they put in the milk.
You think so?
The dairy milk.
Like, seriously, something's happened. Something's
Yeah.
happening. It was happening
Yeah.
kind of when I was in school. Like, it was like just happening. Like, what is
Do
going
like older
on?
kids ever look like older to you? And then you look at the kid. So like you look at seniors, they look like fucking full-grown adults like
Yeah.
us. And then you look at seniors now, and they look young as they also look young as fuck. And you're just like, where did all the shit go? At least that's what it's like over in where I live. Because I live right by my school. And when I see people walking home, I'm just like, why do these kids look so fucking
Young or
Yeah.
old? See, I think most
Young.
kids look older now. I think like they're just like developing quicker. Like even like you'd see some dudes coming out of high school. You see that? Well, are you guys into sports at all?
a little bit?
A little
I'm into
bit?
fitness, but not sports.
There's this fucking dude that was just shared on ESPN. He was in the combine for like high school, going into college. Or oh no, I'm wrong. No, that was a college athlete. I'm sorry. Maybe it was. Anyways, but some dudes in high school, man, they look like fucking just full blown adults. I'm like, dude, you're fucking
So are you saying that they're muscularly developed and strong for their age?
and tall and maybe like facial hair and like some have like full beards. I mean, there was when I was in school, there was a couple kids that had like a full fucking
Yep.
beard and shit. But it just seems more commonplace where just kids are more developed early on. Is it the way that kids are dressing nowadays? Is it I don't know. Could that be it? Is it popular culture and that's what's making people seem like TikToks and stuff? You always got to be the prettiest person. Is that what it is? I don't know.
I think that those are both reasonable factors.
They could be, and probably are. I'm sure there's no like sped up development thing, but like it just seems like it. Like when I was a kid, I guess you just dress differently. Maybe that's it. Maybe it's the dress, but you can't deny that some kids coming out of school, man, they're just fucking freaks. And they'd be as tall as you and like
Yeah,
fucking-
the height thing I can't The height thing I can't speak on, but if you know,
I don't mean
when
freaks in a bad way. They just
Right.
fucking like holy shit.
taller than average or
Yeah.
taller than you expect for that age. On the note of like the possibility of like a high schooler being like more muscularly developed or like having more facial hair, I think that a factor could be if children are more into fitness at an earlier age, they could have,
Which would be a good thing.
I agree completely. They could have higher testosterone levels due to like increased muscle mass, like primarily in the legs. And that could lead to more facial hair development and more muscle growth. So that's just a thought. Because when you started talking about like younger kids being more,
Just like developed.
yeah, I'm thinking about like, well, what if some of these kids are actually getting fucking fed right?
Right.
Like healthy food to help them grow. Like so
That could be it too.
That's probably
Yeah.
a positive light on it.
There's
to be
not like
honest.
no positive nor negative am I insinuating. Just what is it?
Right.
What is it? Like when I was in school, it wasn't that way. But it also is dressed too, because when you grow up in the 90s, like I did, I was born 90. So you like, it's like just the baggier clothes and everything. It had like the fucking bell bottom jeans. Still was like it was still a thing. It's just different now though. So that could be it. And I think a lot of that is like TikTok and social media. And
Yeah, I think that you
stuff
brought
like
up
that,
at least 4
Instagram.
things that are more than likely factors in it for sure.
Yeah.
More likely than not factors.
And the people that look to Instagram and stuff as, I think it's very detrimental to our society is
What, putting high expectations or like
just social
any
media,
general expectation?
just social media as a in general.
Mm.
Growing up, only, that's one of the big reasons why I started doing this was because nobody sits down and talks. Nobody sits down and has conversations for like 2.5, 3 hours and just face to face. Most people just see what's written in text form. And when you see something in text form, it's up for your interpretation of how they said it. So somebody could be saying something just like how I'm talking now, but somebody could read it as, this is how I'm talking now, and fuck you. But really, I was saying, you could be saying it in a calm demeanor, but nobody can read that from a text. It's up for your interpretation of how they meant to say something. So getting something where you just kind of talk freely is very therapeutic and very real and raw, and you see their body language, you see everything. That's kind of why I started. Another reason why I started doing this was like, especially for local bands, and like nobody gets, when you're at a show, you're playing a show, like how much time do you get to sit there and talk to people? Like, I mean, you can sometimes, there's some shows where you get more time, but a lot of times you're involved with the show. You're involved with the next band. Oh, I got to see the next band, or I got to take down my shit. I got to get my shit in the trailer, or I got to leave because I got to go to work.
Or I got to warm up.
Or I got to warm up.
Or it's just too fucking
pre-show,
loud.
before I'd play a show, I was always like on edge. I just wanted, where do I put my drums, or, where do I do this? When am I going on stage? Everything is.
Yeah, that's how I always
You know.
am, and I think that's how you have to be. Like until you're done performing and your stuff is completely loaded up, like
Yeah.
your job is not done yet. So
No, I'm still like, I'm on the
you're on the
clock.
spot. Exactly. You're on the spot. You're on the clock. So I think that being a little bit on the edge is mandatory. Like you got to be
Right.
at least 1% on edge.
Right. It's
to-
hard
to
to,
be,
just
like,
sit there and get in
focused.
a full-fledged like hangout conversation session with
Yeah.
somebody, because you got other shit going on.
Yeah, you have responsibilities because the sound engineer, the promoter,
Exactly,
the
yeah.
staff at the venue, everybody who's everybody who's at the show who did not pay at the door is on a team against the crowd to put on the best experience and show for the crowd.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're in a completely lackadaisical, like chill out hang mode, you're probably not being as good a member of that like whole team community as you could be.
Right.
So everybody who's involved in putting on the show for the patrons, like you got to be 1% on edge for me.
Yep.
We got to be 1% at least on edge for each other.
At least 1%.
At least 1%.
1%, motherfucker.
Don't let me catch you lacking. Don't let me catch you at 0.5%, boy. I will call your ass
It's
out.
gotta be a whole percent.
Whole 1%. That's
They don't
all
have-
that I'm asking.
So
Don't
you
have
said,
0.5%,
so you said you got a tour coming up with Green Leaves here, March. So what do we got on the horizon for Fleshbore? Fleshbore.
We do have
Flesh whore.
Flesh war. Mangled whore flesh.
We I mean, currently we got the couple shows, like the one with at Reggie's in Chicago with Wormhole Flub,
Okay.
and
John, pull up that flyer again if you can.
that's a great flyer.
There we go.
I love that. I love that Party Cannon logo.
Yeah.
Wormhole, Party Cannon, Flub, Wounds, Fleshbore. Honestly, it's gonna be. And Reggie's is a sick fucking venue.
Reggie's
too.
is phenomenal. I played there with the Green Leaves, and it was an absolutely great experience.
Awesome.
Then we got some hometown shows with Cognitive in May. But to bring it back way at the beginning, before like we have been recording music since or we have been writing and like pre-proing music since before the Embers Gathering even came out, and I think we're getting ready to start getting the process done for another release, whether it ends up being an EP or an album. We're still
Yeah, we started writing music for an album. We had the general idea of write as much music as possible and then trim the fuck out of that fat and have a solid next release.
The trim down.
Yeah, the trimmed down version where we have to actually bench great songs.
Oh,
That was our
yeah.
strategy.
Ugh.
So these motherfuckers
Sucks.
been pumping stuff out so much that I can hardly keep track of the shit. And we've narrowed it down. I think that, we're pretty definitive in our route. We decided because we were writing for a full-length album, we decided to drop 5 or 6 songs on an EP for our next move
Okay.
before doing an album.
Right.
So,
Yeah, you've thought about the singles route?
I'm sorry?
Have you thought about doing just the singles route? Just releasing singles?
I don't think that we have put any thought into that.
Sing once a month.
No, I don't think that we've put much thought into that route.
some thought into it.
It's we're still in the early stages of this
Right.
EP,
I
and
believe anything can go at this point.
anything can go.
Put some
yeah,
thought into it, dude. It's I think it's I personally am a fan of albums. I like albums, and like you said with the Green Leaves, when you tell a story, but singles, man, it's the route of the future. I think it's just keeping relevant.
I hear what
You
you're
have
saying, and I knew
something
that
every
word.
month.
I knew that word relevant was going to come up because
Right.
that's a very reasonable principle.
Just, because people have such short attention spans, and
We actually did do that with our old band, and then or not with the old band, with the original release back all the way in 2017, where I just we did single 3 week, like a few weeks later single, a few weeks later single, and then right before the first gig started coming up, I put all those singles onto a CD and would just give
Right.
it out to people,
right.
because you kind of gotta do that at the beginning. Like,
Oh yeah,
I feel that if you're
we
like
played
the-
at the Machine Shop one time in an old band, and they recorded our set. We fucking just started handing that shit out to people. Here you go. It's fucking demo.
The live set.
Yeah, the live set,
Nice.
they recorded it through their mics that they had. Yeah, it sounded decent. I was like, fuck yeah, I'm
If it
gonna use
sounds
this as a
decent, go
demo.
for it. I believe
That's
that,
great.
I
You know?
believe that it's irresponsible to start trying to promote something when you don't have anything out yet, because I do see a lot of
Nowadays, it
now-
is.
now-
What do you mean
Nowadays-
by that?
because you'll see a lot of bands, like I've seen it in my
Mike.
you'll see a lot of bands, they'll be like, all right, here's the band name, here's a logo, here's members, we're gonna have music coming out soon, like, but they don't have stuff ready, like
Right.
they're writing the music, or they're writing the music and then they don't ever go and record it,
Yep.
and then it's just something that
That's the way it used to be, though. When I first started going out, it was just get on fucking stage, man. Just get on a stage and you'll get your name out there that way.
Well,
Don't
is that what
worry
you're
about
talking
recording.
about, or are you talking about someone who makes a Facebook page, says this is our name, this is our logo, blah blah blah, plays no shows, releases no music,
because you
Okay.
can because
not
you
even
could be,
playing live shows?
because you
Okay.
could be a band that plays live shows and has no music out, because the most important thing at that point is that you're out showing
Right.
something. But if you're having all these people, if you're
So you're saying they're all talk and there's no product.
right,
Yeah.
They are. So what you're saying is there are groups and artists that are trying to establish themselves
Right.
without having any music
Right.
to establish with.
Yes, and I believe that's like really irresponsible. It's one thing if you're writing music, but I feel
Irresponsible.
Yeah, ooh.
Let these motherfuckers know.
well because
No.
it goes with the attention span thing. Like
Yeah.
you're inviting all your friends to like your band page. You have nothing to present, and people are just gonna forget that they even like
Right.
the band page to begin
Right.
with. So like if you write all the music and then you start up a Facebook page.
But
then-
that's
irresponsible.
yeah.
It is. Well, nowadays it is, because that's the best thing you can do now when you're gonna like launch a band is you gotta
Have something to
everything.
show immediately.
You gotta have
Yeah.
that hook.
the promo pics, the logo, the whole band is done. You got like basically an EP. You got
Yeah.
songs recorded. You have a show lined up, and then you basically launch your fucking band. Yeah, you do your like maybe month promo work. Where you launch the page. This is coming. You have a date with a little teaser of the song.
Irresponsible.
You do all that. Yeah. If you're not doing that nowadays, you are irresponsible. Because when I first started, like we didn't have no music. We just started playing shows, and then I made a Facebook page when we had some like maybe video of live stuff or whatever. And
Boom, something real to
Even-
then
establish
we met a
yourself
guy. He's like, "Hey, I can record some songs for you." So we're like, "Sweet." So then we, this is after we had the demo from Machine Shop. But then I'm like, okay, yeah, let's get some actual songs recorded. Yeah, and that's how it was then. But now you can't do that.
What we did in my
can't.
very first band in like high school was like we didn't have the means of like going to like some guy's bedroom studio and recording, or even like the money, because we're 16 years old. So we
Right.
just had someone's iPhone. We put it in the other room and then like recorded, played the song,
Yeah.
and then it would come back sounding pretty decent.
It's
so it was
decent.
like
pretty decent.
Yeah.
Pretty decent, man.
Sounds
we
fucking-
put this out.
like it would sound comfortable enough to put out and say this is a demo, like
Yeah.
here's a song, like
Right.
you can kind of hear everything. It's reasonable.
Yeah, it's
So-
reasonable to get a sound.
Trying to establish yourself without saying we're a band, here's our logo, blah blah fucking blah, without playing live shows, without releasing music like we've been talking about. It's irresponsible because building a house without a foundation is irresponsible.
Right.
You have no fucking foundation. You have no business building a house.
Exactly. That's good words of advice. Get the foundation going,
You have
and
quite a
then start
perception.
building it.
You need a foundation. You
Yep.
need a foundation before you can build anything. So you shouldn't even attempt to build. Get that foundation right.
Get that
And then-
foundation right, bitches.
And then take that little Lego brick and just one little Lego brick at a time. Slow and steady builds the fucking house.
So the show that you said the next one's in May though. You said that's your next hometown show.
Yeah, we're going back to Lafayette, playing one gig with Cognitive and the tour package there, and then they're playing in Indianapolis the next day, and that was, I think that was a little bit of finagling there. We're hoping to try to get on more of those dates, but
But
Yeah.
we're playing both of those.
yeah, we
Yeah.
are.
All right. Well, dude, I think we should wrap this up. It's been like 2.5, almost 3 hours. So
It's been a blast.
this was a lot of fun. I was glad I could get you guys to come here.
I'm glad to be here.
I feel
Yes.
honored.
I
to have you
enjoyed
guys.
myself.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you really? Did you
I
enjoy
did.
yourself? I'm good. Glad.
And we'll come back for more adventures and whenever you feel like having us.
Dude, yeah. Well, maybe we'll open up the room. We'll get some more people in here or something next time. Now that you guys have been on, we'll try to open it up. I just ordered more headphones too, so replace some of these older ones. 'Cause we got the good ones. Fleshbore, right there. Look them up. At Fleshbore, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys got any other medias?
Facebook, YouTube, it's
Bandcamp.
all. Yep, it's all in that link.
Bam, right there. Oh, link trees. Link trees are so fucking nice.
They're fucking great.
You can get everything from there. Oh,
And it's free.
playthroughs. And it's free. Maybe I'll get you guys up for a show too. December. Have another date. We'll talk.
Yeah, we're gonna make it to Michigan. We're gonna
And
make
Green Leaves is going on tour in March.
March 1st through the 13th with Michigan's
Own
own
Will.
My Own Will.
All right, dude. Well, thanks for coming.
Thank you for having us.
We'll wrap this up. We'll do a little trifecta pound here.
This comes out next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
Hey, if you listen to this the day that it comes out, thank you so much. We have a guitar and vocal playthrough coming out tomorrow.
Ooh.
This is me speaking in the
Yeah.
future, of course, because it'll
Right.
be next Friday.
Speaking in the future, we are in the simulation.
Yeah, the 18th, Valentine's
me.
Day. For all of our sweethearts, we got a playthrough coming out for 1,000 hands.
Ooh, nice. On Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
1,000 hands to jerk you off alone.
1,000 hands, and they're all named Jill.
All Jill. Jill.
Hey, put your hand on the denial buzzer. Ask me if I had a good time.
Did you have a great time?
No. Are you gonna get Jeopardy music for?
I'd better
If you
get
bring us
Jeopardy.
back, I would really like Jeopardy music.
Always got that one.
Hey, if you check out Fleshbore and you like what I do vocally, check out my other bands, The Greenleaves and Lucidium. Thank you. I also rap under the moniker M.O.
Oh, shit.
Thank you.
I have another band called the Diabolist. I will be re-recording and releasing another album soon, so stay tuned with that.
Boom. All right. That's unexpected. The rap part. Problem with pills? Is that our future? Is that what we're slowly getting to? Like the brain's just getting keep. Those are rams, right? I thought they had horns.